Welcome one and all to the third set of the Best of 128 Hyundai N Racing Master Cup. I am your caster for tonight, Miyogi, and we are here to be joined in with Group 6 to 8 for tonight's Best of 128 eliminations. Hope you all are having a good night because we would be here for quite a while as far as the schedule is concerned. And yes, we're also aware that round 1 has officially started like around 7:50 in the evening for Group A. We will at least do a little bit of a recap of what we have missed out since 8 o'clock, 8:30 is around our standard starting time of the stream. So, to give an overview of who has qualified onto Group 6A to the best of 64, we have Kobagas XRM with 32 points, PSG Shibe with 24 points, and eliminated were SS-Seryu and SF Hazen. From what we could see here, that Mexico Blazing Carnival was the standard race, followed by Bayun Mountain for sports class, Mount Harunas Mountain Rush for extreme class, and Fiesta Express for the Persian Gulf. Now, as we're on this conversation, Group 6B has officially started on their race, comprised of PSG Rarta Carbit, SS Jenny, Ollie Garden, and Expert Ferrano. So let me just go back and double check on if there's any update in their progress. Okay, so Stage 1 and Stage 2 have already been concluded. Let's just double check if Stage 3 has already begun. Okay, so Stage 3 has already begun. So I'd just like to let you guys know that we will be starting with Group 6C. So on that note, let me just give a quick overview, which is something that we have missed out on the past two streams, on how the progress would be going on about. So on their according time slots, each group is divided into 4 sets per group, and each set is comprised of up to 4 players per set. And for each of the 4 sets, there will be 4 rounds, 1 for each driving class, for standard, sports, extreme, and off-road. The car pool will be selected by the drivers participating in the set, and the majority wins would be the car pool selected. Car pools are divided into 8 pools based on how our progression was back in the Knockout Challenge. And the first 2, or the ones placing first and second, to advance into the best of 64, which will be happening next week. And with that out of the way, we can actually just double check here on the other combatants for tonight. For Group 6C, the group that we would be starting with, it would be YR Srezen, FTG Fleur de Lis, RR Mian, and Sungkoy. For Group 6D, we will have Jackal, YR Ashbourne, HS Maywing 67, and PSG The Fate. And going further, we'll go on to Group 7, where Group 7 is comprised of VV Sharko, RS Shiki, SS Zausi, and Ace Yus for 7A. For 7B, it would be FTG Cheesy W, PSG Yuki Shiba, Art Coco, and just give me a moment here, I would just like to get my translation and to know the name of our 7B participant. So just give me a quick moment to pull it up on my translator, as I am not a native Chinese speaker. But if there's anyone at all on live chat who could assist me with transcribing these moon runes of names. Alright, as per translation, their name is 3 Speed 9. So 3 Speed 9 would be our last combatant for Group 7B. For Group 7C, it will be FTG Akyu, RS Rusgoy, Black Miku, and Red Nova. For 7D, it will be Menthu, AG Ryan Cooper, VV Chance, and FTG Zansuyu. Then, on our last group for the night, it would be for Group 8A, we will have VNTK, SS Untamed, RRIQ, and RRMS for Group 8A. For Group 8B, it would be another group, PSG Tayo S13, Sela Perform, and Mafuyu Asahina. Just like to quick special mention that another group was the Racing Master Legendary Cup first runner-up on that championship. For Group 8C, it would be Fine Xmos, RWB Geiru, H2X Defer, and once again, let me just go through the translations to decipher the name of our fourth combatant in Group 4C. And in translation, their name is Hibernation is Scheduled. Kinda unusual of a name if you ask me. But they're the registered names, we'll just have to live with it. And lastly, for Group 8D, it would be TBC Mod X, Walker, Yuigao, and BBR VR46. These would be our combatants for the night. I hope you all are excited. We're looking forward to how the race would be progressing as we go through the remainder of the races. So just to give a quick update here, they're still not done with the Extreme Class race. And looks like the combatants were only gonna be SS Jenny, Ollie Garden, PSG Rartakarbit, and Expert Ferrano seems to have forfeited the match. And currently the ones on the standings is that SS Jenny and Ollie Garden are leading in points with 16 and 14 respectively. PSG Rartakarbit still has a chance to gain into the off-road race to be able to tie or even surpass Ollie Garden. But we can safely say that whichever the position, SS Jenny may have the upper hand and guarantee their qualifying into the best of 64. Right, looks like we may have just arrived on time to join in on the off-road race of Group 6B. And I'd just like to encourage everyone here that if this is your first time joining in on this live stream, please be sure to leave a subscription and subscribe so that you would be notified when the next set, Group 6, Best of 64 would be happening, which will be happening next week, starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday respectively. Alright, for Wilderness Speedster in the Persian Gulf, Ollie Garden, Jenny, and Rartakarbit seems to be all be in Group B, and they'll all be in the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 2023 model. Thank you for the translation there, Erwin Secret Esser. So the fourth member is Shisha Mach 4. Thank you for that more accurate translation. The translation earlier, and I apologize if it's unreliable, was brought to us by Yandex Translations. Our camera focus right now is PSG Rartakarbit, and they are off the line now. Ollie Garden is currently in the lead, followed by Rartakarbit and SS Jenny right at the back. Ollie Garden holding close to their lead. Rartakarbit seems to be having its redemption arc as of this moment, as he's staying consistently right behind Ollie Garden, taking a much tighter and smoother line compared to the other two. Now currently in the lead, Rartakarbit has now pole position. This is possibly a one-lap sprint race, so no room for miss executions. Everything matters for every single corner right here. Rartakarbit has now gained the lead once again from Ollie Garden, and they are now going into, just as per usual in the previous streams. And unfortunately, Rartakarbit has missed his mark and got pushed out of the ideal line down the cliff. But seems to be going fine for him as he still holds on to the lead. However, Ollie Garden just overtook SS Jenny and Rartakarbit in succession. All three of them go through the last S-curves. 2 more checkpoints to go. On to the second to the last checkpoint. Unfortunately, Rartakarbit has missed this checkpoint. SS Jenny and Ollie Garden are guaranteed now to advance as they go through the goal. And that is it for round 8B. Unfortunately for PSG Rartakarbit, this is where his journey ends, and we're gonna be jumping immediately right now to the start of Group 6C. Is it still in? Okay, we have just arrived now Group 6C, and it's gonna be happening with FTG Fleur de Lis, Srezen, YR Srezen, and Sunkoi. We seem to have a missing combatant in Group 6C. Our Armenian seems to not be showing up for whatever reason. The referees are noting that they'll give around roughly 10 minutes to arrive. And speak of the devil, we thought it's just gonna be another 3-way. Our Armenian has finally joined into the matchup. We are now officially going to start with a full 4-grid. And let me just give a moment to double check on live chat here. Tactician XD9, are you also going to commentate next week? Definitely. I am the official caster for Hyundai Racing Masters Hyundai N Cup. So you'll be seeing more of me next week and the week after, all the way up until the cross-regional finals. Alright, the referee is now confirming ready for all the combatants. Everyone has already checked off. They're now good to go. They're all confirming. Sunkoi has approved. FTG Fleur de Lis has approved. RR Mian has approved. YR Srezen is approved. Now we're just waiting for race start. It's going to be held at Sicily City, the technical Season 0 map on the Sicily region. RR Mian arrives with the AE86 Initial D Takumi Fujiwara Project D edition, as well as Sunkoi, but he would be flexing the Pandem body TRD body kit. YR Srezen will be in the Ferrari 250 GTO. That just leaves FTG Fleur de Lis also with the AE86 Project D edition. Just like to let you know, for the 21 viewers currently tonight, please do subscribe if you want to be notified when the next heats will be happening here on the channel. I'll be the one to cover them all from best 64 all the way down to our top 8. The race has now started to begin. Our camera focus is in RR Mian. 3, 2, 1, and the race is off. 3 Truenos, 1 Ferrari. Is it going to be a home course advantage for the lone Ferrari by YR Srezen, or will this be the power of the Fujiwara zone in play by our 3 other combatants on this session? All Trueno seems to have gotten the good flow of the Sicily map, clipping all the apexes, flawless entries, flawless exits. Yes, according to the live chat, Unidentified Soldier 412 mentions 3 tofu delivery drivers versus 1 Italian man. And from what we are seeing, plot armor is in play. Shigeno, please nerf your characters. Right, but with the lead, FTG Fleur de Lis, Sunkoi has suddenly hit wall and has now dropped far back. And YR Srezen retakes the 3rd place. RR Mian is holding strong on 2nd place, but now has a better corner exit and has overtook it to the lead. FTG Fleur de Lis not too far from behind. Now we're entering lap 2. YR Srezen still holding strong despite no prime passive. The prime passive, by the way, of the AE86 Project D edition is the AE101 racing engine, which grants it increased handling to God knows when of levels, which is more applicable in a tactical technical section or a tactical technical map such as Sicily City. We're halfway through the lap now, and RR Mian and Fleur de Lis are exchanging 1st and 2nd place positions. They seem to be in a good spot and in a good rhythm. Meanwhile, YR Srezen struggling to keep up with the AE Hachirokus with 3.5 seconds behind. Sunkoi far off in the back with 5 seconds. RR Mian has overtook Fleur de Lis and has now confirmed their 1st place. And across the line, RR Mian gets 1st, FTG Fleur de Lis in 2nd, followed by the Ferrari 250 GTO in 3rd place, and Sunkoi in 3rd. So these are our standings. RR Mian with 9 points, FTG Fleur de Lis with 7, YR Srezen with 5, and Sunkoi with 4. Right, now we're just confirming on race start for round 2. FTG Fleur de Lis has already confirmed their approval. Sunkoi has confirmed. RR Mian has confirmed. That just leaves YR Srezen to confirm, or are they going to do some last-minute setup changes? And seems they are fully confirmed. Sports class will happen at Shanghai International Circuit's half configuration. This is, by the way, the day dry version, and Sunkoi will be dropping in with the Koenigsegg CCX. RR Mian, YR Srezen, and Fleur de Lis have yet to make their selections. Sunkoi is going to be capitalizing with the Swedish Ghost Prime passive. Fleur de Lis is thinking the same thing and has joined in with the CCX. RR Mian, same brain cell among the 3 of them, also in the CCX. YR Srezen, it's going to be the Limited Master Series all over again. Everyone in the Koenigsegg 2006 CCX. Camera focus right now is with Sunkoi. And do note, compared to the full map configuration, the half configuration is going at it in reverse. Sunkoi now currently in the lead, followed by FTG Fleur de Lis with a 0.25 second gap right at the back, but it's now overtaken by RR Mian, who seems to have gotten a better launch off the line. RR Mian is now trying to hold the lead, but Sunkoi is holding it much better. Fleur de Lis takes 1st place. YR Srezen fighting, biting back, trying to recover from that performance in the last round. Sunkoi and FTG Fleur de Lis are currently exchanging 1st and 2nd places through the S-curve sections, cleanly, even past the sand pits. going now through the hard S-curve roundabout. And Fleur de Lis is leading. Sungkoy in second, RR Mian in third. YR Srezen exchanging places with RR Mian. RR Mian retakes the lead. YR Srezen is now back in fourth. YR Srezen and RR Mian are still fighting it out. Meanwhile, Sungkoy and FTG Fleur de Lis are still fighting at it on each other for the lead in this race. Now we're on lap 2, going through the sandpits once again. Flawless execution from all our 4 combatants. FTG Fleur de Lis still holding strong. Sungkoy in second place. YR Srezen breaking from the gap. RR Mian dropping down to 4th place with almost a second of a gap behind. Sungkoy now able to have a much smoother execution through the S-curves. FTG Fleur de Lis drops down to second but takes a tighter line into the start of the roundabout. We're about to finish one last corner to go. Sungkoy currently in the lead. FTG Fleur de Lis right in second place. YR Srezen in third. RR Mian dropping down to the last place. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be tight. Who's gonna be Sungkoy, Fleur de Lis, Sungkoy, and goal! It's gonna be a tight fit end. Our camera focus takes the win by a mere... It is a tie on laps, but unfortunately, Sungkoy takes the lead, gains 13 points. FTG Fleur de Lis is now in the lead in points with 14. YR Srezen in 10. RR Mian drops to a tie with Sungkoy for second place with 13 points. Right, now we are going to be entering immediately to our extreme class race here in Shanghai Panorama. YR Srezen currently goes to the Koenigsegg Jesko attack. RR Mian and FTG Fleur de Lis will also be going. Sungkoy, everyone will be in the Koenigsegg Jesko attack with the prime passive in the name of Father, perfectly fitting for the performance brought to us by Shanghai Panorama, which is a complex mix of straights and technical sections. Camera focus will be on Sungkoy this time around. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they are off. FTG Fleur de Lis with a bare enough of a lead, followed by YR Srezen. RR Mian goes into second place. Sungkoy is dropping down to fourth, probably playing it safe after overexerting themselves earlier. Sungkoy now dropping to second, dropping down to third. YR Srezen falling back behind. FTG Fleur de Lis consistently in the lead, followed by RR Mian. Sungkoy in third place, YR Srezen in fourth. Perfectly good execution on that medium high speed U-turn right there. Into the downhill tunnel. RR Mian now takes the lead from FTG Fleur de Lis. Sungkoy with a bit of some wall tap, losing momentum. YR Srezen retakes the lead. That's gonna be a big penalty to Sungkoy. Let's double check on the upper two with RR Mian still chasing after FTG Fleur de Lis with a smooth execution through the high speed chicane. Into the longest straight road in this map of Shanghai. RR Mian not able to get through the slipstream. The gap is not decreasing between them and FTG Fleur de Lis. FTG Fleur de Lis very confident in their run tonight with the Koenigsegg Jesko attack. RR Mian still in second. Sungkoy with enough of a gap of almost a second away from RR Mian, with YR Srezen falling far off behind in fourth place with nearly 3.8 seconds away from first place. Now entering to the last section before we head on to the roundabout up into the bridge. RR Mian still holding strong in second. FTG Fleur de Lis already gapping up to 1.5 seconds, making sure RR Mian does not fall into their slipstream. Sungkoy still not able to capitalize on that gap, is still consistent between 0.8 to 0.9 seconds away from RR Mian. YR Srezen is fading away quickly in fourth place with almost gunning 7 seconds of a gap. RR Mian and Fleur de Lis have now crossed the line into lap 2. Fleur de Lis still confident. RR Mian still holding strong. Sungkoy still biting back as best as he could against RR Mian. RR Mian now closing the gap with FTG Fleur de Lis as they go through the technical section of Shanghai City proper. RR Mian slowly reducing that 1.5 seconds down to 0.7, 0.6, back to 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. RR Mian still not able to get into slipstream range of FTG Fleur de Lis. RR Mian now with a better execution through that soft section. A perfect cut through the high-speed chicanes, going back into the tunnel. The gap is still going up. FTG Fleur de Lis may have had this in the bag. RR Mian still holding strong, but look at here, Sungkoy right now at the back, capitalizing with the slipstream, chasing after RR Mian, going to make sure that the tie is going to be on to their favor. Sungkoy now in second place. RR Mian needs to make a move. He is running out of road with 19% left into race 3. Sungkoy is in the zone right now, slowly reducing the gap between them and FTG Fleur de Lis. Sungkoy with a 0.3 second of a gap away from RR Mian. RR Mian still fighting strong, still making sure he's still within slipstream, but wall tap has occurred earlier. That would cost him dearly as they go up into the roundabout for the second time in a row here in Shanghai Panorama. RR Mian with a good, consistent racing line down the roundabout. Sungkoy going out, in, out, in. It has reduced the gap, but it is still not enough for RR Mian to recapitalize as they cross the line. FTG Fleur de Lis gets first, Sungkoy second, RR Mian in third, and of course our fourth placer right up there at the back, who happens to be YR's resident, still stuck with 14 points. FTG Fleur de Lis with 23, Sungkoy secured for second at 20, RR Mian at 18, but things can topple over between Sungkoy and Mian on the next race. I'd just like to let you know on chat, Tactician XD9 wonders, are you sure about people not picking the Evija over the Yesco? The reason being, the Lotus Evija is not available to be selected here on the Hyundai NCup and is only available on this season's Gacha poll. Persian Gulf Fiesta Express on Pool A, YR Surgeon secures themselves with a Porsche 911 Rally. RR Mian, FTG Fleur de Lis, and Sungkoy have yet to make their selection. Mian and Fleur de Lis will also be joining in with the 911 Rally. It is another one-make race here in Persian Gulf Fiesta Express. Our camera focus would be RR Mian once again. Now we're just waiting for the countdown to officially begin. 3, 2, with a bit of some steering settings from RR Mian right there, and they are off. YR's resident still holding barely onto the lead. RR Mian right behind FTG Fleur de Lis and Sungkoy standing firm in fourth place. Some have collided with the boulder right at the first corner, dropping down further. Sungkoy, RR Mian are now fighting it out. FTG Fleur de Lis still right behind with a tighter of a race line. RR Mian going through it with as much of a straight line as possible. YR Sesen and Sungkoy now going into the lead. 2 more corners to go in this off-road race. RR Mian chasing after YR Sesen. Sungkoy hopefully to secure their lead once and for all. FTG Fleur de Lis very comfortable in last as his race is guaranteed. Wall collision happening. RR Mian drops down. YR Sesen goes in the lead. Sungkoy followed by second. FTG Fleur de Lis in third, and RR Mian in last place. So we can double check on the rankings later, but now we have to join in onto the next heat. But the race has now officially started for Group 6D between YR Ashbourne, PSG The Fate, Mewing 67, and Jackal. So just to double check on the final standings of the previous heat, these are our advancing combatants for the next session. FTG Fleur de Lis in 28 points, Sungkoy in 27 points, YR Srezen at 23, and unfortunately because of the 4th place finish, RR Mian drops to 22, eliminating them from any opportunity to go on to the best of 64. FTG Fleur de Lis and Sungkoy, congratulations to the two of you. We will see you next week, but for now we're going to be happening on 6D between Jackal, YR Ashbourne, HS Mewing 67, and PSG The Fate. But since the race has officially started, we are going to be right back. We are officially back, guys. The race session has just ended for Group 6D Race 1. And now they are just waiting for confirmation from PSG The Fate. They're going to be moving on to the sports class race here in the Hyundai N-Cup Challenge. While waiting for the race to officially load, just like to let you guys know, the Hyundai N Battle Pass is now live. Complete missions to unlock the champion car themed outfits, the Hyundai N collaboration decal, and the classic Hyundai Pony. You can earn prediction coins by participating in the guess of the event. Guess who's going to be the one advancing to the next stage, earn your coins, and trade them for more rewards, such as draw tickets, vehicle kits, and other rewards in-game. Now, sports class, we have at Barcelona Panorama. Jackal will be running the Lamborghini Murcielago LP674 Super Veloce, PSG The Fate, and SH Mewing 67, and Ashbourne will all be in the Koenigsegg CCX. Jackal will be the odd one out in this race, and hopefully things will turn out for the better for the Fighting Bull. Camera focus right now will be with Camera focus right now will be with HS Mewing 67. Hopefully he gives us a really good run for our money here. In 3, 2, 1, and the race is off. HS Mewing in the lead, followed by YR Ashbourne, PSG The Fate. Jackal slowly gaining into the lead with the all-wheel drive system of that Lamborghini, but HS Mewing still holding strong into their position. Jackal falling down, but goes up again and goes down to third place once more, fighting against PSG The Fate for second and third place respectively. YR Ashbourne currently in fourth place with HS Mewing 67 currently in the lead. Jackal drops into fourth place, possibly a wall collision or a high angle oversteer. So everybody's now on slipstream range with each other. YR Ashbourne overtaking PSG The Fate, but Jackal now joins in. Let's just go down to the lower grid to see what's happening. Jackal and YR Ashbourne fighting it out on the bottom half of the grid. YR Ashbourne slowly pulling away as they gain close to PSG The Fate. Jackal still fighting strong despite no prime passive. The prime passive of the CCX, the Swedish Ghost, is much ideal here in the second section of Barcelona Panorama. Wall collision right there from Jackal, unfortunately making the gap even bigger. Going to the middle ground, PSG The Fate and YR Ashbourne duking it out to chase after HS Mewing 67. Going down to the downhill, hard hairpin left, and we see that HS Mewing 67 may have collided with wall as well as PSG The Fate. YR Ashbourne going down to a 3.39 second gap against YR Ashbourne. PSG The Fate holding strong, but YR Ashbourne ready to overtake but fails to do so. Jackal is now falling behind in fourth place with 3.5 seconds away from the leading CCX. PSG The Fate slowly chasing in, closing in on HS Mewing 67, handling the CCX far better than the other CCX drivers. As per request on live chat, we're going to be focusing on YR Ashbourne this time and see if he could make a comeback here as all our players enter into lap 2. With Jackal's Lamborghini out of the way, the race is now down to YR Ashbourne, PSG The Fate, and HS Mewing 67, all with a consistent gap from one another, but YR Ashbourne closing in on PSG The Fate. PSG The Fate hits the wall, YR Ashbourne overtakes it to second place cleanly, chasing now after HS Mewing 67. Ashbourne needs to have a smooth racing line to not only chase after Mewing 67, but to also build a huge gap against PSG The Fate. Jackal, seizing the opportunity, goes up to third place, but still a 3-second gap between them and YR Ashbourne. They may not be able to make it as YR Ashbourne gets closer and closer to HS Mewing 67. Going to the uphill of the technical section of the Barcelona Panorama, YR Ashbourne with a better executed racing line, a limited drift angle right there, getting closer to Mewing 67, but Mewing 67 utilizing the right moment and drift angle to exit on the corner gets a momentary boost as they go down from the peak into the sandy section of Barcelona Panorama. A little bit of some wall tap, but it did not deter Ashbourne's racing as much as they make their way down into the downhill. The downhill hard left hairpin now, and HS67 is barely holding on with less of a second of a gap against YR Ashbourne. YR Ashbourne gaining even closer. Mewing 67 nearly oversteering into that long straight. Manages to lose a bit of some speed. YR Ashbourne closing in. Can YR Ashbourne get the lead before the goal? Tactician XD9, I'm gonna hold you accountable if that were to happen. I am not saying so. YR Ashbourne already still in second place, standing strong. PSG The Fate recovers their third place position against Jackal, but the race is about to conclude. YR Ashbourne cannot regain the lead from HS Mewing 67. YR Ashbourne gets second place in this race, followed by PSG The Fate in the other CCX, and Jackal finishing with the Lamborghini Murcielago. First place still is YR Ashbourne with 16 points, HS Mewing capitalizing with 14 points, Jackal currently in third, PSG The Fate is down to fourth place with 9 points. Alright, that leaves us with 2 more races for Group 6D between YR Ashbourne, PSG The Fate, HS Mewing 67, and Jackal. Currently, YR Ashbourne is in the lead with 16 points. With 2 points right behind is HS Mewing 67, followed by Jackal and PSG The Fate. Next race will be in the Extreme class. We're waiting on confirmation from all combatants. Now we're waiting for the loading screen to know which racetrack they're gonna be at. And while we're waiting, just like to let you guys know, Racing Master is teaming up with Hyundai and for the first time to launch the regional competition, Hyundai and Racing Master Cup. The top 8 players from all 4 regions from SCA, Japan, South Korea, and HMT will gather in Seoul on September 19 on the Game Esports Show to compete for the Cross-Regional Grand Final Championship, along with substantial cash prizes and exclusive in-game titles. Tune in on the online Grand Finals livestream to share the Million Diamond giveaway and claim random in-game redemption codes. And I encourage you all to guess who will represent your region in Seoul. Tune in for the Grand Final livestream to claim your rewards. But right now, we're going to be in Chicago, full circuit reverse on the rainy night. Jackal, YR Ashbourne, Mewing 67, all in the Koenigsegg Jesko attack. Will PSG The Fate use the same vehicle, or will he pick otherwise? To our current viewers out there, just like to let you guys know that if you want to be notified on when the next heat on the Best 64 will happen, please do leave a subscribe here in the Miyogi Warrior 34 channel. Everybody once again will be in the Koenigsegg Jesko attack. Camera focus right now is on Jackal. The race is now about to begin for Extreme Class. 3, 2, 1. And everyone is off. Jackal with a perfect start. Mewing 67 with a super perfect start, but PSG The Fate now fighting back. YR Ashbourne bidding their time as the race has just begun, but now slowly overtaking into the outside, but with a better corner exit. Chasing after the slipstream of Jackal, The Fate, and Mewing. Jackal with a bit of a wall collision there in the first 90-degree corner, dropping down to 4th place. Let us move up the grid. Let's focus on PSG The Fate, who is currently in 3rd place, right behind HS Mewing 67 and YR Ashbourne, who are duking it out for 1st and 2nd respectively. HS Mewing 67 going for an out-and-out attack, successfully accomplishes it. YR Ashbourne still right behind him. PSG The Fate stuck in 3rd place with a 0.65 second gap from him and Jackal, who is currently in 4th. YR Ashbourne's gunning for that slipstream behind HS Mewing 67. YR Ashbourne and PSG The Fate executing properly on these blind corners up in downtown Chicago, Illinois. Let's go up the grid right now to YR Ashbourne's camera focus as YR Ashbourne slowly but surely tries to gain closer into HS Mewing 67's range. Unfortunately, wall collision happens. PSG The Fate capitalizes on that accident, and now they enter into lap 2. Another hit from YR Ashbourne. This may not be YR Ashbourne's day. Jackal has just arrived. Jackal is now close behind. YR Ashbourne losing it, fading quickly. Does he have still time to recover? Yes, he does. It is still 60% in on this race. PSG The Fate's trying to hold on as much as he can to HS Mewing 67, but the HS Mewing 67 is doing nothing but mewing into the lead. And yes, I did the same thing. PSG The Fate is losing ground as the gap is widening between him and Mewing 67. YR Ashbourne chasing from behind. YR Ashbourne needs to gain closer as PSG The Fate is currently in third place. If he wins this, PSG The Fate will have a chance to move into the finals to the best of 64 unless YR Ashbourne makes a comeback in the last remaining section of Chicago Reverse. YR Ashbourne with a better and much easier executed line through the chicane section right there as they go up the uphill. PSG The Fate has one last chance to secure their second place. HSMU 67 cruising along in the lead. Jackal falling far behind despite being in the same Koenigsegg Jesko. Better execution from all drivers, but YR Ashbourne is stuck in third place. PSG The Fate in second. HS Mewing 67 Mewing in first place, followed by Jackal in fourth once again. Current our standings right now. HS Mewing 67 steals the lead with 23 points. YR Ashbourne drops to second place with 21 points. PSG The Fate with 16 and Jackal in 15. It's a bit of a big gap between PSG The Fate and YR Ashbourne. YR Ashbourne right now just needs to settle for second or first or make sure PSG The Fate stays right behind him as they enter into the fourth and final round here in the off-road tutorial map Oasis Circuit. Jackal, PSG The Fate, currently in the bottom half. Ashbourne and Mewing 67 in the upper half. YR Ashbourne locking it with the 911. Jackal with the 911. The Fate with the 911. Will Mewing 67 botch this after a 3-win streak and just be chill? Or would he destroy the competition? And he just might do so. She just might do so. Just to let you guys know on live chat, Shafin Rotsland 6911 is asking, what number was Ash? I just relogged in. Currently, Ashbourne is in second place. Now, we have seen this multiple times on previous runs for the past 2 nights, that everyone should just stay within green drift to ensure victory here in Oasis, in the Oasis map, Oasis Circuit. YR Ashbourne is our camera focus for this final race in the group. For Group 6D, YR Ashbourne going a little bit wide. But that may be his tactic as he wants to get a better corner exit speed compared to the other 3. HS Mewing still in the lead. Jackal in second. PSG The Fate in third. YR Ashbourne currently in fourth place. Everyone drops down, goes to a light left. YR Ashbourne very gentle with the steering as they make their way into lap 2. Overtaking PSG The Fate. Jackal right now is in second but goes too wide. Needs to be a bit of a break. Sudden jump but was able to secure, not go into the water. YR Ashbourne though still stuck in fourth place. PSG The Fate in third, followed by Jackal in second. HS Mewing still mewing in first place. Nothing seems to be stalling HS Mewing 67 as he's been currently now going on their 4th win in this session. A perfect victory. Jackal nearly messing that up. YR Ashbourne suddenly overtakes it to second place with overshots though and goes with a little bit of some braking. HS Mewing 67 and Jackal understanding the physics despite the fact that Ashbourne was in third place. He was able to keep PSG The Fate at bay. Final standings, Mewing 67 with 32 points. YR Ashbourne at 26 points. They qualified. Thanks anyway for participating. For Jackal and PSG The Fate, they go home with 22 points and 20 points respectively. So to the live chat who was cheering for YR Ashbourne, congratulations to YR Ashbourne. You have qualified into the best 64. Let's now go on to Group 7. Group 7A has not started their race yet. The race will be between VV Sharko, SS Zauzi, Ace Yus, and RS Shiki. The race has not begun. Hopefully, it's going to be starting really soon. So let me just double check here on the live chat once more. Just give me a moment to backtrack. Okay, so looks like the referee is still not finished with setting up. They are the combatants are obligated to join onto the Discord server to turn on their cameras, as the referee would be supervising to ensure and guarantee that there will not be any foul play happening here on the Best 128 promotional stage for Group 7A. While we're waiting for the race to officially begin and for our combatants to settle in, let us double check once more here for our viewers at home what is currently happening. The following are our gacha pools for the night. We have the special event limited for recap of previous car banners. The new car for extreme class is the Lotus Evija. For standard class we have the MF Ghost Kanata Katagiri, a GT86, and the Senna Moroboshi GR Supra SZ-R for sports class. Alright, they're still waiting on our combatants to join in onto the Discord server. This would buy us some time to be able to go through what we need as viewers to accomplish while the Hyundai N Cup is happening. First of all, the Hyundai N Battle Pass is now live. Complete missions to unlock the champion car-themed outfits, Hyundai N collaboration decals, and the classic Hyundai Pony, all usable in-game. The 1975 Hyundai Pony was Hyundai's first independently developed model and played an important role in the brand's journey onto the global stage. It offers both an engaging in-game experience and collectible value. You can also earn event prediction coins by participating in the race event's guessing activity, where you guess who would be winning onto their blocks. Use them in the exchange shop to redeem limited draw tickets, vehicle kits, diamonds, and other rewards to use currently in the MF Ghost banner. I encourage you all to enter the game, make progress in the Battle Pass, claim your rewards, and use the event prediction coins to redeem even more rewards for your account. And one last reminder, Racing Master is teaming up with Hyundai N for the first time to launch the regional competition Hyundai N Cross Racing Master Cup. The top 8 players from all 4 regions, Southeast Asia, South Korea, Japan, and HMT will gather in Seoul, Korea at the GES Game Esports Show on September 19 to compete for the Cross Regionals and the Grand Final Championships, along with substantial cash prizes and an exclusive in-game title. Tune in for the online Grand Final livestream to share in the Million Diamond giveaway and claim random in-game redemption codes. I encourage viewers to guess who will represent their region in Seoul, to tune in as well to the Grand Final livestream to claim rewards and to cheer for the regional players. Now, everyone is already in the Discord server for these participants, all except for RS Shiki. We're waiting for RS Shiki to confirm for their participation to abide by the rules before we go underway with Group 7A. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity as well to all 48 viewers at home to subscribe to the MyogiWar34 channel to be notified when the next heat, the top 64, will be happening on what time this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let me just double check as well with the team right now. Just give me a moment. Now for Group 7A, I would like to encourage live chat to drop in your responses. Who do you think will be advancing to the next heat? Will it be VV Sharko, SS Zausi, Acius, or RS Shiki? I'd like to hear what your thoughts are, so please share away here on the live chat, but please be civil. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing, Shafinaro Slan 6911, as well as to Tactician XD9 for joining in onto the subscription list. To She Sweet Tang, how to subscribe? Just simply click on my channel and just click the subscribe button right below there on this live stream page. Okay, now we are officially about to begin Group 7A between Sharko, Zausi, Yus, and Shiki. First race for standard class will be at Indianapolis Inner Loop 1. Indianapolis was first introduced via the Codemasters racing engine in Grid 2, including the Inner Loop variation along with other variations of the map. Yus and Zausi will be in the RX-7 Initial D edition, with RS Shiki and VV Sharko in the Ferrari 250 GTO 1962. We have a Prime Legendary and a Prime Whale Reward car as our duel for the first race. Our camera focus right now will be with SS Zausi as the countdown begins. 3, 2, 1, and we are off. SS Zausi currently holding on to the lead, followed by RS Shiki, Yus, and VV Sharko. Let's actually go back to the middle ground, and we're seeing a tighter race in the bottom half with RS Shiki, our current camera right now. RS Shiki going through the RX-7s, barely holding on to second place, passing the Spark Flame body kitted RX-7 driven by Yus. SS Zausi holding on to the lead, really unleashing the yellow rocket power of that RE Amemiya RX-7. RS Shiki now slowly chasing after the lead against Zausi. Yus and VV Sharko not too far off behind, less than a second away from the pole leading racers. A little bit of a gap between RS Shiki and Yus, but nothing substantial as Slipstream kicks in. VV Sharko though, a little bit of some struggle with the Ferrari 250 GTO, possibly their first time with the car ever since its recent upgrade of the season. Going back here to Yus and RS Shiki fighting it out for second place. SS Zausi barely clinging on to the lead. Yus now gunning for the other ordinary RX-7 right in front of him as they make their way through the complex low-speed section of Indianapolis Inner Loop 1. A little bit of oversteer from Yus giving RS Shiki the advantage, but RS Shiki understeers to the side, losing out on some momentum. RS Shiki now drops back to third place. Yus overtaking on fourth. SS Zausi still leading, but Yus with the slipstream gaining more acceleration. But here comes RS Shiki with more acceleration coming off the straightaway. Going to the technical section, suddenly VV Sharko right at the back, recovering from all that wall collisions and is now gunning it on second and third place alongside RS Shiki in the Ferrari 250 GTO. It is a tight race for 7A, everybody. And now we're seeing Yus holding onto the lead barely. RS Shiki gaining in second. VV Sharko overtakes and goes up to second place. The RX-7 is now dropping far behind. RS Shiki and VV Sharko now in the Ferrari 250 GTO, currently in the lead. SS Zausi and Yus in the RX-7s dropping down to third and fourth respectively. Going to the second to the last technical section through the grass pits, and then they go back into the huge dome. VV Sharko now currently in the lead, but SS Zausi recovers the lead on that corner exit. The prime passive, the twin turbo 13B is now kicking in at the corner exit. There will be one final chance for either of the Ferraris to make an overtake. Here in the low speed complex section, VV Sharko overtakes with a smooth execution on the jumps. VV Sharko building gap, SS Zausi still chasing after him. RS Shiki not too far behind. VV Sharko and SS Zausi. SS Zausi now gains the lead because of the power of the 13B. First place goes to SS Zausi, followed by VV Sharko. Third place goes to the Ferrari 250 GTO, driven by RS Shiki and Yus, who originally was chasing after SS Zausi drops to fourth place. Current standings as of this moment: Zausi with 9, VV Sharko with 7, RS Shiki with 5, Yus in 4. It's an alternate RX-7 250, RX-7 250. 2 RX-7s sandwiching 2 Ferraris. Now we're waiting on confirmation for round 2 in the session. So our current leaders right now is SS Zausi and VV Sharko. And our current viewers right now is at 55. Let us hope for a much higher number tonight as the race goes on to the sports class for Group 7A. From what I am seeing here in the live chat, everyone is having a split support for the current leaders in this heat. A lot of support from VV Sharko, so hopefully Sharko does another comeback win here in Harbin, Snow and Ice Kingdom. Sports class will be the definitive matchup. RS Shiki will be choosing the Lamborghini Murcielago LP674 Super Veloce 2010. VV Sharko as well with the Fighting Bull. SS Zausi as well in the Fighting Bull. Now will Asius follow suit or will Asius pick something different? Asius will be the odd one out, selecting the Koenigsegg CCX. Though the Koenigsegg CCX is known for its prime passive, the Swedish Ghost, able to execute longer and tighter red drift angles, the Lamborghini Murcielagos are known for their all-wheel drive drivetrain and hyper launch off the line, even without a prime passive. Camera focus is currently on RS Shiki. 3, 2, 1. RS Shiki with a super perfect launch. All Lamborghinis have overtaken Asius. It's now a Fighting Bull bonanza. VV Sharko currently in the lead, followed by SS Zausi. RS Shiki in third place. Asius in fourth. VV Sharko making sure that they guarantee the lead this time around. But SS Zausi may be their only competition. But RS Shiki says, you don't forget about me, as he jumps into second place, taking a wonderful grip line through the upper ramp as they make their way into the icy road. RS Shiki and SS Zausi are now fighting it out for first and second place. VV Sharko not too far behind with 0.3, 0.4 seconds from behind. What we may have seen a little bit of a collision? No, not a collision, but rather it is a high drift angle from VV Sharko. The lead now separates from SS Zausi, taking a huge lead. But RS Shiki and VV Sharko are saying, do not forget about us, as they go and enter into lap 2. VV Sharko now in second place, RS Shiki dropping down to third. The gap between them and SS Zausi is dropping and increasing from 2 seconds down to 1 second from VV Sharko and SS Zausi. But SS Zausi is setting the pace straight as VV Sharko follows and copies the race line. All three Lamborghinis with a proper line. Asius overshoots with a drift. Unfortunately, goes from third, drops down to fourth place once more. Let's go camera focus to VV Sharko. Can VV Sharko capitalize and overtake SS Zausi in the last opportune moment? He has the inner lane. Zausi takes it wide on the outside. A perfectly smooth switchback from VV Sharko. SS Zausi with a little bit of aggressive linings right there, but still holding strong to the lead. One final corner. Can VV Sharko recapitalize to second place? It's all SS Zausi. SS Zausi takes first. VV Sharko takes second. Sudden comeback from Asius in the CCX, gaining third. Whew, against RS Shiki, who drops down to fourth place. First place guaranteed now is SS Zausi, followed by a second place finish by VV Sharko, followed by a tie for third place between Asius and RS Shiki. Everyone now confirming, hopefully, for the next race, the Extreme class. Everyone is currently in Pool A, Prime Legendaries and cars with passives. Meaning, the last one, the most definitive choice would either be the Bugatti Divo or the Koenigsegg Jesko. Here in Sicily, Mediterranean Charm. Everyone will be picking, no doubt, the Koenigsegg Jesko Attack 2023. I highly encourage live chat here, please, to be civil with their support. Do not fight other live chat members who are supporting other racers in their grids. Let's all be gentlemanly here, as we have to uphold the spirit of good sportsmanship. Camera focus right now is with SS Zausi, currently leading with 2 consecutive first place wins. VV Sharko once again taking the lead. Asius trying to make a comeback here, going from third, hopefully to first. VV Sharko, Asius suddenly hits contact with the wall and drops to fourth place immensely, leaving with VV Sharko, RS Shiki, and SS Zausi to fend off with themselves once again. SS Zausi and RS Shiki neck and neck with each other here on the Sicily City section as they make their way out into the Sicily circuit proper. VV Sharko now in second place with a 1.4 second gap behind SS Zausi. Let's actually go down to second and third place. knowing Zausi is once again setting the pace for everyone. VV Sharko fighting it out with Acius for third. RS Shiki now dropping into fourth, 5 seconds behind in fourth place. May have collided with the wall unintentionally. Now lays a battle between VV Sharko and Acius, both of them chasing after Zausi. I'd just like to advise today was 419 in a live chat to please do not spam the chat. This is currently a live chat for the Racing Master Hyundai N Cup. So support will primarily be focused on the supporters of the final top 128 combatants who are going to be qualifying for the top 64. Now we're about to finish the race. VV Sharko has one last opportune moment to overtake Acius into securing second place for the third time. But some imbalances happening right there. Unfortunately, that is still not enough. Acius takes second place away from VV Sharko, who lands on third. First place goes once again to Zausi. RS Shiki really losing their momentum right now, once again dropping to fourth place. VV Sharko may still be able to qualify if he places higher than Acius in the final round. Alright, while we're waiting to confirm for the final race of Set 7A, just like to let you guys know, during the Game Esports Show on September 18 to September 20th, Racing Master will host an interactive offline booth featuring a racing area, challenges, KOC activities, and more. And outstanding entries from the Hyundai and Customization Challenge will be on display. But before we continue on, let's actually now look on the lineup for the Persian Gulf off-road race here in Sandstorm Ruins. Acius, Arishiki, and VV Sharko will all be in the Porsche 911 Rally 2023, with Zausi still pending on their selection. And Zausi daring enough to arrive with a Ford F-150 Raptor R 2024 model. The 4-cab, if I do say so myself. This would only be one lap, so winner takes all, one chance be all. Camera focus is right now on VV Sharko. Will VV Sharko secure their qualifying position, or will Acius take the spot away from them? Zausi is guaranteed to advance even if he chooses the F-150 Raptor. But we shall see if he would just be playing it safe or will be the wall that will destroy the competition. Currently in the lead is RS Shiki, who wants to redeem themselves for the previous performances. Zausi is still fighting back. Acius in second. VV Sharko currently on fourth. But VV Sharko with a better executed corner through that second half of the consecutive S-curves and is able to stay in third place, fighting it out with Zausi. And suddenly VV Sharko accidentally does not hit the checkpoint. That would be a lot of lost time. And now, unfortunately, drops to fourth place, but as well as Arishiki dropping the Acius now has one opportunity. He needs to finish ahead of Zausi to advance. If he fails to do so, even if their positions, VV Sharko will still be able to advance with just 1 point of a gap between them and Acius. So Acius, this is your moment. Let's actually double check on the camera once again. Acius fading away from Zausi. Looks like he will not be able to do so. The only chance is now if VV Sharko misses another checkpoint, but I think that would not happen. So the races are now guaranteed between Zausi. He would be advancing. Acius missing just 1 point. VV Sharko is guaranteed to advance. RS Shiki, who has missed another checkpoint in the night. So unfortunately, that is it for this race. But safe to say, Zausi and VV Sharko are advancing to the next heat for Group 7A. So checking in on Group 7B, our combatants right now would be FTG, Chizzy W, and wait, let me just okay, the other Chinese name, sorry, I was not able to take track. PSG, Yukishiba, and ARC Coco. So I'm seeing some support for ARC Coco here. Hopefully they'll be able to deliver. Again, let's continue to support everyone fairly and professionally. Looks like we're going to be having Group Pool B with Yukishiba and the Chinese player in the Hyundai Pony, Cheesy W in the GR86, and ARC Coco in the BMW M3 here in Alpen Snow Trail, one of the newer circuit variants of the Alpen map. Alpen Snow Trail is also known to be the only point-to-point race in the Alpen region, as all other maps are all circuit-based. FTG Cheesy W is our camera focus for the night. As the race officially begins, Cheesy W with a super perfect launch, but the M3 still has the best launch out of the grid, but the Hyundai ponies are nothing to scoff at. Cheesy W collides with the wall early, and apparently is now losing gap away from Yukishiba, Chinese player, and ARC Coco. If anyone on live chat is able to translate the name of the Chinese character, please let me know in the live chat below. But right now, let's actually go to the camera focus here in second place, as the Chinese player is currently in neck-to-neck race with ARC Coco. While that is happening, let me just load up my translator and find the proper translation to the name that we have seen so far. ARC Coco still holding strong to the lead. The Chinese player drops down to 4th place, but fighting it out, and with FTG CCW, PSG Yukishiba and the other Hyundai Pony manages to hold on to 2nd place. And there we go. The name of the player is Extreme Speed 9. Extreme Speed 9 is not looking too extreme right now. Still locked into 4th place. GCW holding on with the GR86 in 3rd. Yukishiba in 2nd, trying to fight it off with ARC Coco. But ARC Coco in the BMW M3. The pump gas kit car is really holding it strong. And looks like it's gonna be ARC Coco's win here in standard class at Alpen Snow Trail. ARC Coco crosses the line first, followed by the Hyundai Ponies, the GR86, and Extreme Speed 9 in the other Hyundai Pony. First place goes to ARC Coco with 9 points, PSG Yukishiba with 7, Extreme Speed 9 in 3rd, and GCW tying, but unfortunately falls to 4th place with the Toyota GR86. Thank you for the translation. For translation, 60 Blue Moon, our Chinese player is Ban Su Ju. So Ban Su Ju, our camera focus earlier at the end, is currently in 3rd place, tied on lap speed with GCW, Yukishiba in 2nd, ARC Coco in the lead. Now we are in a sports class race at Haruna Moon Night Hill Climb. The first half of the Akina downhill, but this is the hill climb section. If you're familiar with Initial D Special Stage, this is the race where you use the Takahashi Brothers RX-7 against the Night Kids R32. Ban Suju will be in the GR Supra, as well as ARC Coco. Yukishiba and GCW will be in the Ferrari California. Extreme Speed 9, Ban Suju, and ARC Coco are both flexing the Pandem wide body kit for the Toyota GR Supra. Camera focuses with PSG Yukishiba, and we are going to be starting in a moment. Starting off with the right hand of doom as their first corner. Let's see how the 4 racers will be fighting it off on this map and against each other. ARC Coco with a super perfect launch now overtakes the Ferrari California, but the Ferrari California is known to have a higher top speed than the GR Supras as they enter into the right hand of doom. But ARC Coco and Ban Suju were able to clear it much better. They have the better handling, but Yukishiba and GCW have the better acceleration down the straight road. Going up to the medium left-hander, Ban Suju now takes first. A little bit of some network delays there, but GCW is in 2nd place. ARC Coco dropping down. Probably a better pick if they went with the Ferrari Roma, perhaps? I could be wrong, but we're seeing some progress. Yukishiba now dropping to 4th. ARC Coco fighting it off, but dropping immensely. ARC Coco needs to do better in this last remaining consecutive corners if they want to recover the lead, as Bansuju seems to not have that issue with their GR Supra, not until now, as FTG GCW and PSG Yukishiba in the Ferrari California out-accelerates the Toyota GR Supra. PSG Yukishiba goes a bit too far wide, letting Bansuju take second place, but here is the last two long straights. PSG Yukishiba has one final chance to steal the lead from the GR Supra. Bansuju officially in the lead. FTG GCW now in the lead, followed by Bansuju, Yukishiba on third, and ARC Coco in fourth place. Clearly the better pick on this map is the Ferrari California with its higher top speed latency and better acceleration off the line. There's an inquiry. Rotary 6141 on live chat asks, does the car group change per group? That is actually up to the decision of the 4 finalists if they want to change. The changes are between pools A, B, C, D, and E, which comprises to rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 respectively in the knockout challenge. Now we're waiting confirmation from everybody before we move on to round 3 of Group 7B, which is going to be happening at Chongqing Riverside, another point-to-point race. Now we're just waiting for confirmation on what's going on, but we're safe to say that the tables have turned in the second heat. PSG Yukishiba now in the Ferrari Monza SP1. Bansuju in the Koenigsegg 1-1. ARC Coco in the Koenigsegg 1-1. Will GCW use the Monza? But instead, GCW daringly goes for the Aston Martin Vulcan 2017. Camera focus right now will once again be with ARC Coco, currently in the Koenigsegg 1-1. The 1-1 is known to have a literal 1:1 power to weight ratio of 1,200 horsepower to 1,200 kilograms. The better all-rounder is the Koenigsegg 1-1, but let's not scoff off the fact that the higher top speed latency goes to the Ferrari Monza SP1. ARC Coco with a consistently stable approach through the rocky first section, and now takes the lead from Bansuju and FTG GCW. But here comes FTG GCW in the Aston Martin Vulcan, flexing all that lightweight British power as they go through the bridge. But FTG GCW collides with the outer wall from the tail and now drops down to fourth, goes up to third, was able to recover. ARC Coco needs to do something real quick if they want to stay in their position. ARC Coco with a bit of some wall tapping there. That may cost him plenty as this is only a 1-lap race. Let us go to the upper grid with FTG GCW in the daring Aston Martin Vulcan. FTG GCW now fighting it out with Bansuju for the lead as they make their way into the last 2 corners before the literal riverside section of Chongqing. The Aston Martin Vulcan is known to be even more slidier than the Monza SP1 and the Koenigsegg 1-1, but has better acceleration at every corner exit. Unfortunately, collides with the wall. Bansuju secures the lead. ARC Coco slowly chasing from behind. Will it be enough though to gain the lead? Unfortunately not. Bansuju takes first place, followed by FTG GCW. Third place goes to ARC Coco, and the Monza SP1 drops to fourth place, driven by PSG Yukishiba. Current standings are as follows: Bansuju with 21 points, FTG GCW now on second place with 20 points, ARC Coco in the danger zone with 18 points. They would need a win against FTG GCW to qualify to the next heat, and PSG Yukishiba in fourth place with 14 points. That was an impressive play from FTG GCW. Despite the wall taps, was able in a numerically inferior Aston Martin Vulcan to keep pace with the highly superior Koenigsegg 1-1. Now we're just waiting on confirmation from all of our combatants to the final race of the session for Group 7B here in Persian Gulf's Seaside Tour. Our players would be Ban Suju will be in the Lamborghini Urus Performante 2022. PSG Yukashiba as well in the Lamborghini Urus Performante. It's gonna be either this or the Toyota Land Cruiser. ARC Coco will be going for the Urus, riding the Liberty Walk body kit, leaving FTG GCW also in the Liberty Walk Lamborghini Urus Performante. And thank you for that notification, Tactician XD9. If ever we're just going to be starting on the loading screen on 7C, I'll do just that. Thank you for your concern. Camera focus right now is with Ban Suju in the yellow Lamborghini Urus Performante. The race is going to be really smooth and quick. Again, no high drift angles in this run if you want to perform perfectly well in this off-road race. As Ban Suju drops down to 4th place at launch with FTG GCW and PSG Yukashiba leading on 1st and 2nd place, ARC Coco in 3rd. ARC Coco needs to beat FTG GCW if they wish to advance to the next heat. Ban Suju barely hanging on to 1st place, but they can still lose the standings if they're not too careful. FTG GCW goes down to 3rd place here, overtaken by Ban Suju. Ban Suju hits the wall alongside FTG GCW. ARC Coco is able to secure with PSG Yukashiba in right behind. Looks like ARC Coco is safe to qualify onto the next heat. This race is over. ARC Coco will advance, but let us see if they will be accompanied by Ban Suju or will it be Yukashiba or GCW. And the standings are in. ARC Coco leads with 27 points with a tie between GCW and Ban Suju with 25 points. Yukashiba is out. Now let us immediately leave into the next heat. But while the race is not starting yet, let us actually double check if... Okay, good. Let us actually double check on the final standings of Group 7A. 7B. 7B's final results. FTG GCW is advancing to the next heat, beating Ban Suju by 3 seconds of a time difference. Yukashiba is still currently out. ARC Coco and FTG GCW are moving on to the best 64. Looks like we are waiting for one final combatant here for Group 7C. Our current active players are RS Rusgoy, Red Nova, FTG AQ. But let's actually see who's the non-showing participant. It's Black Miku. Black Miku has a few minutes left to arrive, else the race will start without them. While this is happening, let us actually take a moment for a bit of a water break. I will be right back. Okay guys, we are officially back and the race is now about to begin for Group 7C between Red Nova, RS Rusgoy, Black Miku, and FTGQ. We're now just waiting for confirmation from the referee, the race to officially start, and the race will be held in Amsterdam River. This is another Season 0 map. Amsterdam was known to be comprised of narrow and wide sections, giving some complex varieties early on in this race. The car selection is now happening as we speak. Red Nova will be in the Ferrari 250 GTO. RS Rusgoy will be the RX-7 Initial D Edition with the Spark Flame kit. Black Miku will also be in the Keiska RX-7. FTGQ will also be in the Ferrari 250 GTO. Right, our camera focus right now would be on Red Nova, currently in the Ferrari 250 GTO, one of the whale cars if you have around 10 ECU 5 over cars, and you got 10 of those beyond. Now, with just a substantial buff to 858 performance points, paring next to the Toyota JZA80 Supra in terms of performance. But the race is now beginning. It's between the 250 GTO and the FD RX-7 RE Amemiya. Red Nova now is currently in a deadlock with Rusgoy, Akyu, and Black Miku. It is a tight race between the nimble Ferrari and the much more powerful, fully upgraded RE Amemiya, focused and showcased in Initial D. FTGQ and Red Nova overtaken a sharp hairpin with the nimble lightweight body and small wheelbase, and is now currently in first and second place respectively. Black Miku and RS Rusgoy falling behind on third and fourth, chasing after the other Ferrari 250. Black Miku now overtaking Rusgoy, but Red Nova says otherwise. Now Akyu is still holding onto their lead, followed by Red Nova. Miku and Rusgoy still struggling at the back. But it looks like Black Miku seems to have connected with the wall and is now dropping further behind in distance. Rusgoy is the only RX-7 remaining. The consecutive S-curves happening, but the race ain't over yet. They still have a second lap to go through. Red Nova now passes in with FDGAQ. The one who will be in first would be the one setting the bar for everyone else for the remainder of the three races. And so far, the race is tight between FTGAQ and Red Nova. Some throttle control there from Akyu and Red Nova. We can hear it from the banging of the exhaust from both Ferraris. Red Nova still in behind. FTGAQ is solid in their lead. RS Rusgoy is slowly reducing the gap, but looks like the gap will be increasing once again as Red Nova and FTGAQ clear off that hairpin as if it was not a hairpin from the beginning. Now the gap increases to 2.6 seconds. Rusgoy and Black Miku may not have a chance. FTGQ has connected with the wall and Red Nova has now retaken the lead with 0.5 seconds of a gap. Red Nova just has to hold it in right until the end of the lap to secure the lead. But FTGQ is slowly catching up on points, 0.12 seconds in. A little bit some wall contact from Red Nova. FTGQ steals the lead back. FTGQ is now our current leader. Rusgoy is now chasing back with less than a second away from second place. Red Nova needs to hold that in or to overtake FTGAQ. Last 300 meters, Red Nova locks in second, FTGAQ in first, Rusgoy in third, and Black Miku in fourth place. Here are your current standings. FTGAQ with 9 points, Red Nova with 7, Rusgoy with 5, and Black Miku in fourth. It's still too early to declare who would be the ones advancing here, as the race has just begun. We still have 3 more races for Group 7C. Everyone's now confirming for race 2 to happen. We're just waiting for confirmation from all 4 combatants. Then the race will officially begin on sports class for Group 7C. Again, our current leader is FTGAQ, followed by Red Nova, then RS Rusgoy, and Black Miku in that order. Okay, Rusgoy has already confirmed their confirmation. We're waiting on the other three. While that is happening, let us actually now officially join in to Chongqing Circuit, the full wide 5.6 kilometer layout. Black Miku will be using the Koenigsegg CCX 2006, known for its Swedish Ghost passive. FTG Accu will also be in the Koenigsegg CCX. RS Rusgoy will also be the Koenigsegg CCX, leaving Red Nova with their last selection, which will also be the Koenigsegg CCX. The race is now currently in their loading stage, and just give me a moment. Camera is currently focused on Red Nova, who is currently in second place, just right next to FTG Accu, who is holding the lead with 9 points. Black Miku, who is currently in fourth, is now in third place with RS Rusgoy in fourth. You can hear the engines roar. The countdown's beginning. 3, 2, 1. And the race is off. Super perfect start from Red Nova. FTG Accu is currently barely in the lead, but Red Nova gets the inner line. Red Nova now overtakes into the complex section. This is not as wide as it originally was. Red Nova now holds the lead, followed by Black Miku. FTG Accu in third, with RS Rusgoy in fourth place. This long straight is the one who is in second or third, as long as they're near with the slipstream range, would be the one to gain the advantage due to slipstream. Red Nova drops down to fourth for being in the lead for too long. Rusgoy now currently in first place, followed by FTG Accu, Red Nova, and Black Miku in that order. Rusgoy holding it well in the first few corner sets, but FTG Accu now capitalizes. Red Nova hits the wall and now drops off on the standings. Let us now move up to the standings to focus on Black Miku, who has their sights on FTG Accu and RS Rusgoy. It's a cat and mouse exchange between Rusgoy and FTG Accu. It is anybody's match here. Black Miku is just chilling at the back, analyzing their two opponents. They're all in the same vehicle. It's all down to driving skill, which will differentiate one from the other. Black Miku now chases after FTG Accu, recovering from that fourth place finish from earlier, and is now climbing up the ranks, now about to overtake FTG Accu. FTG Accu and Black Miku exchanging first and second place finishes. Black Miku now currently in the lead, but now FTG Accu with a better corner exit breaks early. Black Miku secures the lead for good. Now they go into the roundabout. Black Miku goes into the inside, balanced exit. FTG Accu slightly falling up behind. RX Rusgoy at the back. Red Nova trailing from far back. A little bit of some wall collision from Black Miku, losing the lead through RX Rusgoy, but was still able to hold FTG Accu behind. Now entering lap 2, Black Miku a little bit of some understeer there. Rusgoy now steals the lead. Black Miku with a bit of some slow speed exits there, but it's all according to Keikaku as Black Miku rides the slipstream of RS Rusgoy. But also right behind them, FTG Accu using the same strategy as Black Miku. Black Miku now and FTG Accu recovering their first and second place positions from RX Rusgoy, who was eating wind throughout that 1 kilometer straight. Going into the highway, Rusgoy understeers to the exit. Black Miku now recovering their second place. Black Miku now positioning themselves right behind FTG Accu. FTG Accu setting the racing line for Black Miku. It's a cat and mouse exchange between Black Miku and FTG Accu. They're going up to the uphill of the freeway, and to the right, Black Miku secures their first place over FTG Accu with a 0.3 second lead. With the right amount of oversteer there, Black Miku secures it and is still consistent with a 0.3 seconds against FTG Accu, our current leader in points in this group. Slight understeer from Black Miku, but nothing to disturb their rhythm as Black Miku is now holding it in. FTG Accu with the dive bomb, but manages and is able to hold on to the lead against Black Miku. Rusgoy right behind, saying hello there. Black Miku now recovers the lead into the roundabout. RX Rusgoy right close. Also understeers, overshoots, but just barely enough within the race line. Black Miku needs to hold on to the lead. Rusgoy and FTG Accu are just right behind. Rusgoy overtakes. Miku with the wall collision. Unfortunately, Rosgoy takes first, FTGQ second, Black Miku third, and Red Nova in fourth place. According to chat, Arming3981 says Miku is awake, but maybe she just fell off her bed because of that last wall hit collision. Standings right now are FTGQ and 16 points. RX Rosgo in 14, Red Nova in 11, Black Miku trailing off with 9 points. Black Miku needs to recover in round 3 if they have any shot at advancing. Else, we're gonna tell Miku to go back to sleep. Now we are waiting confirmation for the Extreme Class race. It's just a moment of time before the race officially begins. Just like to let you know once more that the Hyundai N Battle Pass is now live. Complete missions to unlock the champion car themed outfits, Hyundai N collaboration decals, and the classic Hyundai Pony, all accessible in game. The 1975 Hyundai Pony was Hyundai's first independently developed model and playing an important role in the brand's journey to the global stage. But more on the Hyundai Pony later. We're now going to be handing it over to Extreme Class here at Barcelona Mountain Speed. Black Miku and Red Nova and FTG Accu respectively securing the Koenigsegg Jesko attack, leaving RS Rosgoy with a pending selection. Barcelona Mountain Speed is a different monster compared to Barcelona Panorama, as Mountain Speed was more frequently used in the rank races, and Rosgoy locking in onto the Jesko attack, another one-make race. Tactician XD9 inquires, what happens if you use my code to top up in RM? You may get a little bit of a discount, but it also supports me with building more Racing Master content in the channel, especially the Why You Should series. But enough about me, let us focus on the battle. The race is now about to begin. Our camera focus tonight for Extreme Class is Red Nova. Again, currently on the leaderboards, FTG Accu is our current first place leader. Their engines have now revved. Countdown has now begun. 3, 2, 1. Can Red Nova recover their losses from round 2? Only one way for us to find out, as Red Nova secures the lead into the high-speed chicane. But FTG Accu dive bombs and secures the lead immediately with no hesitation. Going up into the technical section on the uphill on Barcelona, FTG Accu allows Rosgoy and Black Miku to overtake. Red Nova trails back at the back. Rosgoy oversteers and loses speed, drops up to third. Black Miku and Red Nova are now fighting it out for second place. FTG Accu slowly building gap from everybody else just to catch his breath. Black Miku now fighting it out, fighting as hard as they could against Red Nova. Through the dirty section of Barcelona, Red Nova and Black Miku are now fighting it out for second place. Black Miku is chasing after FTG Accu, going down to the hard left hairpin into the Riviera. FTG Accu secures it properly. Black Miku in second place. Red Nova with no gap whatsoever, just right behind Black Miku. Rosgoy trailing off the back with 2 seconds of a gap. He may have had wall collision earlier in the peak. But now Red Nova overtakes Black Miku now in third place. But Black Miku now overtakes Red Nova, and they go into the Riviera right next to the Spanish yacht. FTG Accu still holding on to the lead. 0.8 seconds consistent in their lines. Black Miku is now in a much better race line into the start-finish gate. Lap 2 enters. Red Nova falling off from the tie against Black Miku. Black Miku fully awake right now. She had her coffee. She's already chasing after FTG Accu. Rosgoy probably just enjoying the fact that they got to the promotion stage at this point. But Red Nova is going to be making sure that they stay relevant because of what happened earlier in round 2. Clearing the first half of the chicane much better than Black Miku. FTG Accu still holding on to the lead. Red Nova fighting their way against Black Miku with a 0.4 second gap between them and Red Nova. Some hesitation breaking there from Red Nova. Red Nova and Black Miku both collided to the wall. Rosgoy swiftly overtakes to second place. Red Nova with another collision. Black Miku capitalizes. Red Nova once again in fourth place. Second time in a row. Black Miku with a little bit of some understeer. Black Miku needs to bite back and overtake Rosgoy in the last 20% of Barcelona Mountain Speed. It's safe to say FTG Acue got this in the bag for their second win in a row. The race now is focused on Red Nova and Black Miku. Black Miku and Red Nova, one of them needs to overtake Rusgoy to stay relevant in the standings. Black Miku desperately needs it to get out of 4th place. Red Nova with a bit of hesitation. Black Miku slightly understeers, about to be passed by Red Nova but fails to do so. FTG Acue gets 1st place, followed by RS Rusgoy, now in 21 points in 2nd place. Black Miku chasing in points, but still not enough to qualify. Currently in 14 points, with Red Nova also failing to qualify in points as they drop to 15 points. Okay, that was a tight race between all 3 combatants. We're about to finish Group 7 with just 1 group remaining. Now we're just waiting for confirmation for all the leads to be able to start for the final off-road race. And we shall see who would be accompanying FTG Acue as they make their way here in Wilderness Speedster in the Persian Gulf. FTG Acue selects the F-150 Raptor. Waiting on confirmation, Miku and Rusgoy also selecting the F-150 Raptor. Now, the only chance for Miku to be able to make a comeback is if Black Miku or Red Nova wins this upcoming race and Rusgoy drops to 4th. Now, I'm pretty sure Rusgoy will not let that happen. FTG Acue, if they want to be in a consistent win streak, they will not let that happen either. So Black Miku has a lot of opposition right in front of her. Camera focus right now is with FTG Acue. FTG Acue being completely consistent in their group so far, looks to be the MVP of this group. We're just waiting on confirmation on the engine start, and we will now officially begin the last race of Group 7C. Looks like there seems to be some network delays from everybody, but now they're officially starting. FTG Acue ready and wait. 3, 2, 1, and the race is off. Black Miku is now currently in the lead alongside Rusgoy. Red Nova and FTG Acue right at the back. FTG Acue with a smoother execution on the drift angle of their Ford F-150 Raptor. With a bit of a slight jump there, Black Miku now takes a lead to 1st place. RS Rusgoy also securing their position, fighting it off with Black Miku. But Black Miku goes too far wide into the grassy sections and oversteers with a high drift angle, dropping down to last place, but now drops up to 3rd place, 2nd place, and is now matching the pace of FTG Acue alongside Red Nova. Red Nova and FTG Acue really need this win badly to be able to qualify alongside FTG Acue. They're all now going with the extremely dangerous high jump. And FTG Acue with a barely near miss finish. Red Nova now overtakes. Looks like Black Miku may have tripped on their way down to the bathroom and has just dropped off the race alongside Rusgoy. Final race now is, again, it's hard to see. It's Red Nova. Looks like Red Nova won the race, beating everybody, and to see the final standings on points. 1st place goes to FTG Acue. Unfortunately, that was not enough. RS Rusgoy advances with FTG Acue. Black Miku and Red Nova fail to qualify. That is it. That is the end of the road. Miku can now sleep, according to Shafina Roslan 6911. Now let us jump into Group 7D, which has already started, which gives us an opportunity for another break. So we will be right back. Okay guys, the race has just concluded for round 1 for Group 7D. We're now waiting for confirmation for the combatants. Menthu, FTG Zanzuyu, VV Chens, and AG Ryan Cooper. With AG Ryan Cooper literally cosplaying as Ryan Cooper in their own avatar. Now this is going to be an interesting matchup. Now they're just confirming the starting off for all 4 combatants here. We're going to be jumping in to the sports class race here in Shanghai International Circuit half reverse. The length is 3.058 kilometers. And they will be, looks like, they will be in Group C. The vehicle they're selecting would be the Ferrari Roma. All 4 combatants will be in the Ferrari Roma. Okay, so our camera focus will be on VV Chens. We're gonna be seeing who won and who is leading in points later as soon as the race concludes. But the race is now officially about to begin. VV Chens is gonna be our camera focus. 3, 2, 1, and it begins. Chens right now with a good launch off the line. Menthu not too far off behind. Zanzuyu and Ryan Cooper right off the back. Zanzuyu with the art of war happening. Oh wait, that's Sansu. Sansuyu with a dive bomb into first place. Menthu in second. Ryan Cooper not too far off behind, but is now in second place with a better corner exit than Menthu and Sansuyu. Chens is holding on to the lead so far in good fashion, but is now in the sand pit. Do note that the Shanghai International Circuit, the sand pits do trigger extreme speed penalties, so do as much as possible. Use the sand pits sparingly as a means to brake, but not to go through them throughout while you're on full throttle. Chens and Menthu are now chasing after each other for the lead. Chens is barely clinging on to their lead so far. Ryan Cooper right behind. Zanzuyu fighting off with Ryan Cooper. Ryan Cooper now drops to second place. Ryan Cooper about to overtake Chens. Ryan Cooper now in the lead as they make their way into lap 2. Chens and Ryan Cooper fighting it out, but Zanzuyu wants to show what the art of war is, even if he's not the one who wrote it, with an easy, good, hard lick to the inner lane. Zanzuyu now holding strong to that one, with a little bit of some drifting right there at corner exit. Ryan Cooper not too far off behind in the slipstream behind Chens and Zanzuyu. Menthu fighting it out back. Everyone goes through the sand pits. Chens still fighting with Zanzuyu. Ryan Cooper still being relevant. Ryan Cooper overtaking the second place, chasing after Zanzuyu. Chens needs to have an opportunity right now to lock in. Zanzuyu overshoots their drift angles and drops to 4th place. Chens cuts through alongside Menthu, but Ryan Cooper with a much more fluent exit. Ryan Cooper now in the lead just barely alongside Menthu. Breaks early though as everyone goes right through the sand pits, losing a ton of speed. Chens is now holding it strong. Menthu, Ryan Cooper's in second place. Chens, Ryan Cooper, Menthu, and Zanzuyu in that order for round 2. And our standings right now, first place with 16 points is VV Chens, followed by Menthu. Ryan Cooper is in 11, and Zanzuyu in 9 points in 4th place. Okay, fully confirming the standings from everyone. Menthu being the only I was about to say Singaporean, but I think Indonesian? Or correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm misinterpreting my flags, if that was Indonesia or Singapore. But everyone else is Malaysian in this bracket. Ryan Cooper and Menthu will be in the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR Strassenversen. FTG Zanzuyu and VV Chens have not selected. Zanzuyu in the odd one out with the Koenigsegg Agera RS. VV Chens will be joining Ryan Cooper and Menthu for grip racing supremacy, else their playstyle will speak otherwise. Here in Sicily Mediterranean Charm. Sicily Mediterranean Charm is one of the newer layouts of the Sicily map, recently introduced prior to the Mexico update. The racing engines are now revving. Countdown has just begun. VV Chance again is our camera focus. Zhan Suyu, odd one out in the Koenigsegg Agera RS, which got a little bit of a buff from previous season. Menthu with a proper grip approach. VV Chance and Zhan Suyu now fighting each other for the lead. So far, Ryan Cooper may be in a little bit of a pickle as grip driving may be not his strong suit, as VV Chance and Menthu have no issues with grip running the Mercedes-Benz CLK. But Zhan Suyu, against the anti-meta, is against the grip meta of the CLK, drifts his way into the Koenigsegg Agera RS, the cover car, and the app icon of Racing Master. Menthu now currently in the lead. VV Chance with a bit of some hesitation right there. But Menthu also hits the wall on the inside, giving way on the lead. Zhan Suyu takes the lead, followed by Ryan Cooper. Menthu in third place, and VV Chance with their hesitation earlier dropping down to fourth. Some easy grips right now. Ryan Cooper slowly understanding how the CLK performs in grip and is now managing. Meanwhile, VV Chance understeers and shoots outside, dropping back to fourth place. Ryan Cooper just right behind Menthu, and Menthu 1.3 seconds away from FTG Zhan Suyu. Zhan Suyu in the Agera RS. The Agera RS seems to be the better pick over the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR here in Sicily Mediterranean Charm. One last moment here. FTG Zhan Suyu still holding on to the lead. Menthu overshoots. Menthu hits the wall. Ryan Cooper gets second place. Menthu gets overtaken by Chance. FTG Zhan Suyu holding on to the lead. Ryan Cooper in second place. Chance in third. Menthu in fourth place. And across the line, with a split time of 1 minute 46 from VV Chance. Let us now look at the point standings. FTG Zhan Suyu in 18 points. Ryan Cooper also in 18 points. Menthu in 18 points. VV Chance still playing it safe with 21 points. VV Chance is guaranteed now to qualify as long as he stays between first or second. The tiebreaker now between Menthu, Zhan Suyu, and Ryan Cooper here in Persian Gulf Wilderness Speedster. And everybody is already locked in the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392. We're just waiting on the final loading of this race. As after this, we're going to be moving on to Group 8. Our camera focus now would be on Menthu, who is currently tied alongside Zhan Suyu and Ryan Cooper for second place. Only one race stands between the other three. Now, VV Chance can take it easy, or again, just like in the previous races, be the unstoppable force that they have to overcome. Menthu with a smooth execution. Everybody does a smooth execution. VV Chance now in the lead, followed by FTG Zhan Suyu, Menthu, then Ryan Cooper in that order as they make their way through the jump. A little bit of some bumpy road tactics and bumpy road executions right there from Menthu. But Chance and Menthu seems to be handing it down in the bag. Ryan Cooper dropping up to fourth place with a 2-second gap. Ryan Cooper may have lost their protagonist privileges after Need for Speed Pro Street and is now dropping too far off back. VV Chance is now in the lead alongside Zhan Suyu. Unfortunately has lost the checkpoint and has dropped to fourth place, leaving it to a battle between just Menthu and Ryan Cooper for second. Menthu loses his angle and loses the jump mark and is now dropping down. Ryan Cooper jumps and speeds past Menthu into the next checkpoint. But there's two more checkpoints to go between Ryan Cooper and Menthu. Menthu goes too far on the outside. Ryan Cooper goes through it. Ryan Cooper, one final checkpoint. Can Ryan Cooper hold it in? Looks like it's going to be close. And safe to say, Ryan Cooper is qualifying alongside VV Chance for the next round. But to be safe, let's double check on the final standings. We can see it right here, unfortunately, because the points have not been locked in due to Zhan Suyu missing a checkpoint. So let's now move on to Group 8 and see if the races have actually begun in their grid. Okay, the races have already begun, so we may be taking another break for Group 8A. But to be able to be fully convinced of the final standings of Group 7D, Ryan Cooper beats VV Chance and gets first place in the standings with 27 points. VV Chance qualifies with 26. Menthu barely making it in but fails to do so with 25 points. Zansuyu, had it not been for that checkpoint miss, now just drops to 22 points. So we're going to be seeing more of Ryan Cooper and VV Chance in the best 64 lineup. Meanwhile, in Group 8A, the current combatants now running are RRMS, RRIQ, and VNTK. And double checking on the last combatant who was not able to make the cut for Group 8A, it is SS Untamed. So SS Untamed, officially Singaporean, not Indonesian as far earlier. SS Untamed may be forfeiting this round. So while we're waiting for round 1 to finish, we are gonna be taking another quick break. But before we take a quick break, just like to give a final announcement, the Hyundai N Battle Pass is now live. Complete missions to unlock the champion car themed outfit, Hyundai N collaboration decals, and the classic Hyundai Pony in-game. The 1975 Hyundai Pony was Hyundai's first independently developed model and played an important role in the brand's journey onto the global stage. It offers both an engaging in-game experience and collectible value, despite its age. You can also earn event prediction coins by participating in the Guess Championship event. Use them in the exchange shop to redeem limited draw tickets, vehicle kits, and other rewards, including diamonds. I encourage you all to enter the game, make progress with the Battle Pass, claim your rewards, and use the event prediction coins to redeem even more rewards. So, while waiting for this race to finish, we will be right back. I apologize, I got muted. That was a bit of a momentary break, and we are officially back. The race is now on their way into Race 2 for Group 8A. Unfortunately, SS Untamed is still not around. They're still giving an opportunity for SS Untamed to arrive. Also to Gemini Noob Gaming Gemini 6449. Whether or not that is true, we advise not to slander any of our best 128 finalists for whatever reason here in the live chat. We have to respect that everyone came in on their own accord and everyone came in on their own merit. If they were guilty of such acts as how you claimed, then they would not be in the finals to begin with. So Chicago Reverse is the map. VNTK and RRMS will be in the Toyota GR Supra RZ. And RRIQ will be in the Ferrari California. We've seen how the Ferrari California performs against the Toyota GR Supra. Would this be any different? Or would this be a sudden surprise for all of us? Camera focuses on RRIQ. The race has now begun. RRMS takes the lead. VNTK in the other GR Supra steals the lead. RRIQ now in the back. RIQ needs to be calm as they go through the technical 90-degree blind corners in this section. VNTK building gap against RRMS and RRIQ. It's a 2v1 at this point. VNTK needs to channel their inner protagonist powers in order to be able to qualify into the next heat. Good oversteer drifting so far from RIQ, RMS, and VNTK. VNTK gets overtaken by RMS. Supra against Supra. This is not the MF Ghost Edition. This is the RZ. Let's move on to the upper bracket. RRMS and VNTK really handling that Supra RZ down and perfect in this blind sections of Chicago, Illinois. VNTK is now able to do a perfect end-to-end drift here in the downtown section as they make their way to the uphill. RRMS slowly fading out as the gap slowly widens to 0.81 seconds. Then the turn into the tunnel as they make their way into lap 2. A little bit of some understeer from RMS, but VNTK was able to hold it down, but VNTK is leaving themselves wide open to a slipstream. A little bit of some slowdown for RRMS. RRIQ falling off behind. The acceleration of the Ferrari California is not going to be helping RRIQ here as opposed to other maps. Chicago has good straights, but the straights aren't as long. It would be favoring more to the GR Supra than it does to the California. VNTK looks like he is setting the pace as RMS can only par up with RRIQ in their current position. And I spoke too soon as RRIQ's rear end collides with the wall and gets locked up into a zero stop. Now is falling back with under 3 to 4 seconds. RMS still trying their best to chase after their twin Toyota, but looks like it's not happening. As RRMS, as I spoke too soon, RRMS also collides with the wall, passed by RRIQ. VNTK has this down. Gunma Pride is happening. This may be the GR Supra SZ-R Moroboshi in disguise, but we know that's not gonna happen. This is the RZ, not the SZ-R. But VNTK secures this victory with a whopping 5-second gap from RRMS and RRIQ. And across the line, VNTK with a flawless victory against Team RR. That is their second win for VNTK at 18 points. RRIQ consisted with 14 points at 7 once again. And another third place finish for RRMS at 10 points. Now we're just waiting for round 3 to officially begin for the Extreme class, and it looks like it's gonna start right now. It is a point-to-point race at Chongqing Mountain City. VNTK, the current leader, will be running the Ferrari Monza SP1. The SP1 is known to perform just like the LaFerrari, just without the Hiker's Prime passive. RMS and RIQ. RMS will also be in the Ferrari Monza SP1, but will we see a different pick from RIQ as with the previous race? And looks like playing it safe, RIQ will be gunning a one-make race alongside VNTK and RRMS here in Chongqing Mountain City. Camera focus now is once again with VNTK. Can VNTK make this 3 consecutive first place finishes in a row? Only time will tell. The race has begun. RIQ with a better launch off the line. RMS slipstreaming early. They're now overtaking into the tunnel. RRMS takes the lead, but VNTK takes it back instantly. RRMS, RIQ falling far behind once again. VNTK in the groove. Now into the roundabout. An easy switchback drift from VNTK. RMS, RIQ slowly but surely falling away from VNTK's rearview mirror as VNTK just treats it like another normal time attack. Meanwhile, to the RR players, RIQ and RMS are struggling just right behind each other, with RMS oversteering and losing more speed down the line. leaving RRIQ alone to strategize against VNTK, assuming they'll be able to overtake them. However, RRIQ seems to be in a stalemate with VNTK, as VNTK is just playing around so far. No pressure, no conflict, no errors. This is a perfect run for VNTK currently, unless the fourth race says otherwise. But so far, for the third race in a row, this will be VNTK's victory, as they are now on the last 15% of Chongqing Mountain City. RMS seems to have collided with the wall at the end right there. Unfortunately, that may be it for him. Final standings are as follows. VNTK with a third consecutive first place finish at 27 points. RRIQ with a third consecutive second place finish with 21 points. RRMS with a consecutive third place with 15 points. Now we are jumping onto the final race of Group 8A. Now we're just waiting for a confirmation from the referee if everyone is now ready to race for the fourth heat. Not sure if they will still be waiting for SS Untamed to arrive, or there's just some technical delays happening in this current grid. But while that's happening, let's have another quick water break. Now the loading screen has just begun with RRMS selecting the Lamborghini Urus Performante. RRIQ and VNTK. VNTK will be in the Lamborghini Urus Performante as well. RRMS and VNTK both using the Liberty Walk Lamborghini Urus. RRIQ has yet to make their selection. RRIQ, the odd one out, choosing the Toyota Land Cruiser VXR. The final race is in. Will VNTK make this a full sweep victory, or would any of the RR members take that victory off VNTK? But one thing is for sure, VNTK is definitely going to advance to the next heat. RRMS is our camera focus right now. RRIQ with a super launch, as the Land Cruiser is known to have that perfect launch ability in the off-road. However, in the corners, that can be said otherwise. The Land Cruiser can be easily compared to that of the Audi RS7 in terms of super launch and handling capability. RRMS with a bit of a wall tap. VNTK once again in the lead as they make their way down the Wilderness Speedster here in the Persian Gulf. RMS overtakes, showing that the Lamborghini Urus is a much more balanced vehicle than the Toyota Land Cruiser. But the Toyota Land Cruiser has better acceleration off the line. But once the speed kicks in, Lamborghini Urus takes that spot away from the Land Cruiser. RRMS, RRIQ still chasing after VNTK. VNTK misses their spot. Meanwhile, RMS takes the perfect downhill spot and builds up speed. VNTK losing all lead opportunities. Meanwhile, the two RR players are now playing tag with each other as they make their way to finish the rest of the off-road map. RIQ currently in the lead, but followed by RRMS, who is about to finish. RRMS is now currently our leader, followed by... I can't see, actually. The final scoring, 24, 34, 26. RIQ and VNTK will be the ones to advance. Is it that right? Yeah. RRIQ in the Land Cruiser and VNTK in the Lamborghini Urus, they will be qualifying to the next race. That's it for 8A. We're jumping straight now to Group 8B. And looks like Group 8B has now begun And they're already in session 2 due to the delays earlier. So we won't be able to see what happened in the sports class race of another group. Sela Perform, PSG Tayo S13, and Mafayu Asahina will have to resort to looking at the points for progress. So let's go to Group 8. Yeah, apparently there was some delays happening in Group 8A. That's why we're not able to make it into Group 8B. Oh, so they also just started late as well. So there is no results yet for the first race. So we're going to be seeing the sports race right next after this. But right now, another group, PSG Tayo S13, Sela Perform, and Mafayu Asahina are our combatants for Group 8B. Just for a trivia for those who are not too familiar with the background of some of these players, another group is the Racing Master Legendary Cup first runner-up in the final Grand Regional standings for SCA, right behind HS Afik, who is currently now as Afik Baymax 21, our reigning 2-time champion. So while waiting for the next race to happen, we're going to be taking another break due to the delays happening earlier in 8A. We will be right back. Okay, we are officially back and we are now ready to start race 2 for Group 8B between another group, Sela Perform, Mafayu Asahina, and PSG Tayo S13. And it's going to be in Sicily reverse. Looks like everyone will be in Group B. Everyone as well looks like they will be selecting the Ferrari Roma. Everyone will be in the Ferrari Roma. This is a good opportunity for us to see the first runner-up in action, another group. But we'll also not forget the consistent performances of PSG Tayo S1, Sela Perform, and Mafayu Asahina. Camera focus right now is with Sela Perform. So we're going to be seeing the Ferrari Roma is one of the later release Ferraris compared to the California. It is known to be absurdly good despite being a full balance car to begin with. Another group with a super perfect launch and is now currently in the lead, followed by Sela Perform, third with Mafayu Asahina, and PSG Tayo S13 currently in fourth. Sela Perform with a large angle drift, followed by another group, and Sela Perform makes some contact, but Sela Perform takes all the penalties. Another penalty right there. Let's move up to the grid. Mafayu Asahina right now behind PSG Tayo S13 and another group. Mafayu Asahina also collects contact with the inner wall. Sela Perform performs miraculously and overtakes, but Mafayu Asahina has the better corner exit, slowly gaining against the other Ferrari Roma as we speak. Now into the rock formation, another group slowly in the lead, securing their place even with a wide corner exit. Meanwhile, PSG Tayo S13 right behind, Sela Perform in third place, and Mafia Asahina still currently in fourth. Hopefully Mafia Asahina can still recover all that lost momentum. Sela Perform now with a large angle, another large angle drift. Mafia Asahina slowly gaining back all time lost via slipstreaming as they make their way through the lighthouse. PSG Tayo S13, Sela Perform, Mafia Asahina in that order are locked in an equal gap from one after another. If we look on the camera second with PSG Tayo S13, he's the only one giving another Groot a run for his money. Another Groot may be in the lead, but Tayo S13 is just really strong right behind, sticking right behind another Groot's rear bumper. He just needs to stay consistent into the last section and overtake by a slipstream. Sela Perform is performing even more as they about to overtake Tayo S13 but loses balance. PSG Tayo S13 overtakes another Groot. PSG Tayo S13 takes the lead out of another Groot into lap 2. There is still another lap to go here in Sicily Circuit. Tayo S13 gets overtaken once again by another Groot. Sela Perform just right behind them. Mafia Asahina still a little bit of above, a second behind them. Another Groot with sudden wall contacts, but very, very minor. Now drops to third place. Tayo S13 now in the lead. Sela Perform still in second, cannot make a place. Another Groot suddenly jumps into the lead to second, followed by Sela Perform, and Mafia Asahina still stuck in fourth place with a 2.8 second gap. Probably another wall contact that may have happened. Another Groot right now is our camera focus as they make their way through the rock formation. Another Groot with a consistent inner drift throughout the rock formation, canceling all the gap that Tayo S13 has just built. They are equal as they make their way closer into the lighthouse. A light green angle drift there from another Groot into that hard corner where normally crashes take place. Now into the lighthouse, a smooth entry by another Groot, an aggressive entry by Sela Perform. PSG Tayo S13 and Sela Perform fighting it out. Sela Perform dropping down. PSG Tayo S13 chasing after another Groot slipstream as they make their way back up into the peak of Sicily. Another Groot right now with a fluid, smooth finish. But if we go back here to Tayo S13 may just do it again. All he has to do is just get close to the slipstream, close enough to overtake another Groot before the start finish without losing balance here in the final section. But looks like that may not be enough as another Groot secures another win. And followed by PSG Tayo S13, Sela Perform, and Mafia Asahina in that order. And by points, it is another first, second, third, fourth finish in the same arrangement. Another Groot with another win. PSG Tayo S13 in second place, Sela Perform in third, Mafia Asahina in fourth. Spectacular racing so far from all of our combatants here in Group 8B. Now we're just waiting for Group 8C for the Extreme Class race. Now let's just hope it plays on everyone's favor as the next race now is Shanghai City Artery. Shanghai City Artery, we will not be seeing any long straights in this area of Shanghai. And Sela Perform comes in with the Porsche 918 Spider. Mafia Asahina will be the Aston Martin Valhalla. PSG Tayo S1 and another Groot have yet to make their selection. What you need to look out for here in the City Artery is the fact that the consecutive sections here on Sector 3 is what you need to look out for once they get into the Chinatown area. Tayo S13 will be in the Mercedes-Benz Silke Stratons version, while another Groot will be in another Aston Martin alongside Mafia Asahina, who's also in the Aston Martin Valhalla. The race focus right now is with Tayo S13, who's definitely going to be in a grip run with the CLK, as the Aston Martin Valhalla is known to be more of a hybrid between the two, with the 918 Spider being the one drift performing vehicle here in Shanghai City Artery. 2 laps in on this complex highway circuit, and Sela Perform may be underperforming as all 3 silver cars pass him into the downtown region. Tayo S13 with a smooth corner in with the CLK, but another Groot with another pass, followed by Mafio Asahina, currently in second place. The Aston Martin Valhalla being the more dominant figure. Tayo S13 suddenly breaking grip and drifting into the hairpin. Probably a bad move right there. But speaking of bad moves, Mafio Asahina taps the inner wall and gets passed by PSG Tayo S13. Stellar Perform now performing back to their original pace. Suddenly, Mafio Asahina out of nowhere with a high angle drift into the U-turn of the hairpin. Tayo S13 makes their way through a grip angle away from another Groot, but closing in on Stellar Perform, who's still stellarly performing. Tayo S13 is now chasing after another Groot who's in another Aston Martin, gunning for another win. Tayo S13 right now with a flawless grip entry approach onto the cross checkpoint area, but Tayo S13 gets passed by Stellar Perform, who breaks right before the start goal finish, now entering lap 2. Tayo S13 would be facing off against another Groot, Aston Martin Valhalla versus Mercedes CLK GTR, featuring the Porsche 918 Spider. Mafio Asahina struggling to keep up with the Aston Martin Valhalla, but hopefully that would not deter their fight, as they still have the off-road race to go to. Tayo S13 right now chasing in, but Stellar Perform really showing them that the 918 is still relevant even to this day. Tayo S13 with tons of understeer into the city proper, as Stellar Perform overtakes, nearly hitting the wall. Tayo S13 was able to recover, going up to the U-turn slot of the highway. Tayo S13 needs to recapitalize, hits a bit of some inner wall contact. That may lose this chance to catch up to Stellar Perform. Stellar Perform performing exclusively well here, but another Groot being consistent, another Groot going for another win in another Aston Martin. PSG Tayo S13 now with a grip run, 2 more corners in, and Tayo S13 has one last chance to steal the lead away from Stellar Perform, but Stellar Perform has that really strong all-wheel drive corner exit. One last performance out, and looks like another Groot with another win, followed by Stellar Perform in the 918, third place to the CLK GTR, driven by PSG Tayo S13. And finally, in last place, fourth place for that matter, Mafio Asahina in the Aston Martin Valhalla concept. A good strong attack in the first lap, but another Groot has just been consistent all throughout. Another Groot with another win. PSG Tayo S13 with a bit of a delay on exiting the game UI, but they are now ready for the final heat of the race. Oh, but looks like there will be some technical difficulties happening on Tyrone PSG. Sorry, I kinda lost track on PSG Tayo S13. They seem to have reconnected due to delays. Thanks a lot to another group for confirming to the referee that PSG Tayo S13 is not throwing the match, but rather was just resetting their system so that he would have a proper match and not a system interrupted match on the final race happening here in Seaside Tour. The final race now on Seaside Tour, everyone will be in the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 2023. So, will this be another win for another Groot? Or will PSG Tayo S13 break that win? Or will it be Stellar Perform's opportunity? Or will it be Mafio Asahina's takeaway victory, even if they will not be able to qualify to the next heat? But anything as far as these three are concerned, racing against the first runner-up of the Legendary Cup, first runner-up champion, another Groot is the biggest honor that all of them could have ever gotten, with at least one of them qualifying alongside another Groot. Asahina Mafio now currently in the lead against Stellar Perform. Another group chasing back after Stellar Perform. Another group now in second place. Another group now chasing after Mafio Asahina. Now in the uphill section here in Seaside Tour. Another group now in the lead against Mafio Asahina. Stellar Perform right at the back. And PSG Tayo S13 down in 4th place. A little bit of some speed loss happening from another group in Mafia Asahina. Stellar Perform performing even much better than before. Now with a sudden jump. A little bit of some light taps there. PSG Tayo S13 drops out of the race. Collision into the wall. Mafia Asahina followed by another group. Stellar Perform is about to make history. Killing off another group's win streak once and for all. Another group places second. Mafio Asahina takes third. PSG Tayo S13 takes 4th place. And here are the final standings. Stellar Perform will be advancing with another group to the best of 64. Mafia Asahina fighting all the way to the end with 17 points. PSG Tayo S13 lost their opportunity and gets kicked out. And unfortunately, this is where Tayo S13's journey ends. Stellar Perform and another group is going for another qualifying advancement. Congratulations to those who have advanced, but we will now move in to Group 8C. So far, this is oddly a surprise as we only see a one-on-one happen for RWB Geiru and Fine Xmos. If we look at the grid right now of what's happening, H2X Defer, and I have to backtrack here on the live chat because the name was mentioned at the start. So give me a moment, let me find the name once again. It was here earlier. Oh wait, looks like it got thrown off. Looks like the name got thrown off for the Chinese player, but the Chinese player is a no-show. H2HX Defer was also a no-show. Fine Cernos and RWB Geiru are just now duking one-on-one in Group 8C. We might be only showing two of the races if ever, because in a case such as this, even if the races do continue, Cernos and Geiru would definitely guarantee to qualify to the next round. If H2H or the Chinese player does not show up by the next race, then it would guarantee to be for Cernos and Geiru. So while this is happening, we will be right back. And we are back, guys, and looks like H2H and Shisha Mach 4 will not be participating. This will be a default race. This is just a warm-up between RWB Geiru and Fine Cernos. Currently, right now, this is the sports class race. They're just going to be playing around. This is Chicago Reverse during the rainy night. And at least for once in this episode of the Best 128, we're going to be seeing some brand recognition. This is the Hyundai Cup. There will be Hyundai brand acknowledgement here. Currently, camera focuses on RWB Geiru facing off against Fine Cernos. Both will be using the Hyundai Veloster N, which currently right now, this is a good opportunity for me to give us some trivia about the Hyundai Veloster N. The Hyundai Veloster N, if it's very familiar if you've seen it in CSR, in other races, this isn't your ordinary front-wheel drive hatchback, but rather the Hyundai Veloster N with the N symbol. It's one of the strongest front-wheel drives coming out of Hyundai's N project. And that goes the same with Racing Master, as the Hyundai Veloster N is currently the strongest sports car class car in the rarity category, outperforming even the likes of the Ford Mustang GT, the Cadillac ATS-V, and even the Lancer Evo 10 and the Subaru WRX STI. Originally, the Hyundai Veloster N was meant to be a South Korean exclusive vehicle. However, with the good reception that the Veloster N is receiving worldwide, it became one of the starter cars as well in the Southeast Asian region when the SEA server was up. So in originality, in the Japanese server, you start off with the Mazda MX-5, the Nissan 370Z, and the Aston Martin DB11. But some things have changed on the South Korean SEA server, where it becomes the BMW 3 Series, the Aston Martin DB11, and this, the Hyundai Veloster N. Sure, there will be some changes with the CG, but Racing Master also got that covered. There will be some CGs in the first 5 chapters in the game, but they replaced the 370Z also with the Hyundai Veloster N, as far as I'm concerned. And yes, looking on live chat right now, a Hyundai car finally showed up. Tactician XD9, I'm safe to say you get comment of the day just for that acknowledgement. This is the Hyundai Cup after all. We cannot have a Hyundai N Cup challenge or tournament without showing at least one Hyundai car. We've had the N-Vision happen in the past 2 episodes. At least this one, it may not be an N-Vision 74. It may not be an Ioniq 5N. But hey, a Hyundai's a Hyundai. The Veloster is just that good. So for those who are just starting out on their journey on Racing Master, be it in the SEA server or in the Boost server, I highly encourage to maximize the capability of the Veloster N. You will not regret it. But right now, we are in 67% of the race. As I've confirmed, this is nothing more than a child's play battle. Geiru is just cruising along with Xmos, doing a bit of some focus, as all these high-level players are already too focused on legendary cars that some of them have already outgrown the rare and the normal rarity vehicles in the game. So this is a good opportunity if you have not maxed out the Veloster N. This is one of those chances where you get to see the Veloster N in action, sort of. But right now, we're not seeing much of an extreme matchup happening here between Cernos and Geiru, but they're trying their best to make the race look equal for the sake of competitive showcasing. Maybe this is one of the moments where it's better shown if we do it in replay. Just like to note as well that if you are a racing cinematographer, Racing Master also does some really good camera angles, as the co-publisher, co-production house of this game is Codemasters themselves, who are famed for their Race Driver Grid series, Grid 2, Grid Autosport, and Grid Legends. So the race has just ended right now with Geiru leading with 9 points again at 18 total. Cernos with 14 points. But unlike, remember, on yesterday's episode, there was a combatant that joined in by Heat 4. But right now, H2H Defer has finally joined in. We can now finally see at least one matchup. Or maybe if H2H Defer manages to gain the lead for the next two, they may be able to qualify into the third race. But probably not, because missing out on 2 races is a huge deal. But we can at least showcase the extreme race. But if the gap of points is higher, or if H2H Defer drops down to third, we would be immediately advancing to Group 8D. The race now will be happening at Mexico Celebration Moment. RWB Geiru and H2H Defer will be used in the Koenigsegg Jesko attack, as well as Fine Cernos. The focus of Mexico Celebration Moment would be the last section up here, as this is the part where all our players will be going around literally inside the soccer field of Mexico's soccer circuit. Geiru, again, will be our camera focus for tonight. We're just waiting for the engine tone to kick in and the countdown. Alright, sorry about that, and there was some technical difficulties in mine, but we can see that suddenly RWB Geiru hits the wall early on in the race, and is now dropping to 4th place with H2H Defer facing off against Fine Cernos for the lead. So switching over cameras here to H2H Defer, who arrived really late in race 3. Cernos with a wall tap in. Defer now chasing after Cernos, but also Defer gains wall collision contact as Geiru passes him. H2H Defer is now dropping off quickly, but it is still too early to say. It is just 25% into the race. Defer needs to make up for some lost time, and I mean a lot of lost time, as H2H Defer is now struggling on 3rd with Geiru in 2nd. 2.15 seconds lead between them and Fine Cernos, who is currently in the lead. Now, usually the ones that ruin the race lines for everybody here would be this section here in Mexico Celebration Moment. The big gap here would really test your racing line placements, as correct lines would grant you additional speed, while incorrect lines will make you hit the inner wall, willingly or otherwise. Now they enter into lap 2. Camera focus right now is at H2H Defer, as H2H Defer makes his way to try to catch up to both RWB Geiru and Fine Cernos. Fine Cernos with a bit of some braking in the high speed first section. That would probably cost him the position. Geiru now was able to overtake. Defer now is trying his best to gain to 2nd place. Again, he was late. All the pressure is already on H2H Defer here. Cernos suddenly hitting the wall on the inside, losing the 2nd place position, giving away to H2H Defer. H2H Defer right now is running for his life as he chases for 1st place against RWB Geiru. H2H Defer now going to the inner lane. The final section is close at hand for H2H Defer. The gap is already big. The discrepancy because of that first wall hit collision that could have been a flawless move has already cost him a lot in this race. For Fine Cernos, he can just rest easy. He has like 14 points away. This is not gonna deter him from qualifying into the final race. But safe to say, the race already immediately goes to RWB Geiru. H2H Defer gets 2nd place. Fine Cernos takes 3rd. Although this would have been a good opportunity for me to ask H2H Defer what caused him to come in late for their session, but I do believe that is an opportunity that we will not be able to have for this knockouts. Let me just double check on the live chat here, and I'm seeing a very controversial comment here, which is quite valid as well. Sandbagging is allowed according to Sanchi KRR. And unidentified soldiers asking why extreme is because we missed the standard race followed by, you know, a lot of things just happened here. Because the Chinese player on this field ended up forfeiting their match. H2H Defer arrived in late. And now Fine Cernos missed their third second place finish. And RWB Gator and Fine Cernos were just playing around earlier for the past 2 rounds. Oh, thank you for letting me know, Vouts 1859. Sorry about that. The in-game cursor always tends to get in the way. There, I apologize for the cursors being stuck in there. It doesn't normally show during the races, though. Alright, now everybody is in the Porsche 911 Rally here in the off-road race. Geiru, H2A Sdefer, and Fine Cernos. The RWB Geiru is the camera focus as per the game system here. 3, 2, 1, and it's time for us to see the final heat. If H2H Depper can at least take one victory away from Geiru, him coming in late is more than enough even if he doesn't advance. RWB Geiru botches the first corner, hits the boulder. H2H Depper is now currently in the lead, followed by Fine Cernos. Fine Cernos and Geiru are now fighting it out for second and third place. H2H Depper losing a lot of momentum on the slopes as they make their way through with the remainder of the lap. RWB Geiru gets a really good inner lane through that section here. Here comes the downhill slope. The corner is pretty tight for all 3 combatants here. Somebody just missed the checkpoint. Unfortunately, it was H2H Depper. That cost him the race entirely for the entire round. And there is the win. RWB Geiru with a tied lap time with Fine Cernos. So it's an easy win for RWB Geiru and an easy qualifying for Fine Cernos. We're now moving on to the last group of the night, which is Group 8, Session 4, with Washed Af, BBR VR46, TBC, Mod X, and Yuigao. And our first race is the downhill showdown of the legendary RN Daytime, Mount Akina, Mount Haruna for standard class. And everybody is coming out with their tofu boxes. They're gonna make a delivery down the Akina downhill with the Toyota AE86 Sprinter Trueno Initial D Edition. 2 of them would be the Bunta Challenge, 2 of them would just be a guy with chicken wings. Camera focus right now will be with TBC Mod X, and let's wait and see on this complete grid of a final matchup for the night. We are now waiting for the race start. TBC Mod X now revving his engines here. 3, 2, 1, and the race is off. TBC Mod X now currently in the lead. Washed Af is now actually in the lead. TBC Mod X followed by Washed Af. Yuigao now in third, chasing after TBC Mod X. Washed Af is now flying in first place. Yuigao now in second. TBC Mod X currently in third. BBR VR46 in fourth place. A slow exit from all the other 8.6s. Washed Af building gap. Yuigao currently in second place into the second corner. TBC Mod X doing a fine job, but Yuigao just exited the corner much better with a little bit of a twitch on the exit. Yuigao riding the inside wall. Yuigao closing in on Washed Af, TBC Mod X, and suddenly TBC Mod X oversteers and hits the outer wall, giving way to BBR VR46. BR46 now also hitting wall, but was able to not trigger the penalties and was able to overtake Yuigao here in the skating rink, going into the next corner as they make their way down Akina's downhill. One strong downhill to go. Yuigao currently in third place fighting against BBR VR46. Washed Af is just cruising in first place. Washed Af may probably be Bunta in this case. Meanwhile, the Bunta challenge is happening between BBR46 and Yuigao. Now, after the right hand of doom, it is still tied between BBR VR46 and Yuigao for second and third place. TBC Mod X is probably and unfortunately out of the innings. Yuigao now in second, takes the gutter, was able to hold it in, and is now closing in on Washed Af as they make their way into the 5 consecutive hairpin corners. So he's going to be catching the gutter. Yuigao and Washed Af gets the gutter in perfectly. Going into the second corner, Washstaff takes the gutter, Yuigao takes the gutter, BBR VR46, I don't know if they've actually also taken the gutter, but they're close and nearby. Yuigao takes another gutter run, but BBR46 with a dive bomb, but unfortunately loses out on corner exit. Yuigao takes another gutter, also BBR VR46, but this time Yuigao loses the momentum. BBR VR46 overtakes. Now into the last section here of Mount Akina, the slowest section here. Yuigao now trying to overtake. Unfortunately, BBR VR46 takes it out. Going into the downtown section, one smooth exit, the last hairpin before the final section of Mount Akina. Can Yuigao overtake with BBR VR46? He just needs to ride the slipstream and do a better corner exit take. The AE86 AE 101 Prime Passive is known for a double brake tap in order to unleash the Prime Passive's ability. Can Yuigao capitalize by the end of this race? But BBR VR46 seems to have the same race, and BBR 46 just hits wall, and Yuigao just takes second place. Washstaff may be cruising, but Yuigao just had his Eurobeat moment in the nick of time. He gets second place, Washstaff gets first, TBC Mod X with third place, BBR VR46 loses all momentum and drops to fourth in the first round of the final group of tonight's promotional stage. And here are our first standings. Washstaff with 9 points, Yuigao in second place with 7 points, TBC Mod X with 5, BBR VR46 in fourth place with 4 points. Whew, and my voice may have cracked there for a moment. If it's an Eurobeat moment, an initial D moment, you know I'm gonna be overhyped. And we just seen peak performance happening right there. A straight out dogfight between Yuigao and BBR VR46. If Washstaff makes this an easy win once again, we have the camera focus on Yuigao and BBR VR46. And possibly TBC Mod X if they recover from the previous one. Points-wise, he did recover, but performance-wise, he got kicked out too early. But let's just hope and pray TBC Mod X actually recovers all that momentum in the next heat. The race now is going to be at Barcelona Mountain Speed, and all combatants will once again be in a one-make race in the Koenigsegg CCX. If you also notice, this is not the original Koenigsegg CCX that appeared at the start of its lifetime. This is the one that appeared with the Top Gear wing, which evidently became the second release of the Koenigsegg CCX moving forward. Camera focus once again is in TBC Mod X, and we are now beginning. TBC Mod X with the lead, followed by BBR VR46. Washstaff and Yuigao exchanging places. Yuigao gets second, drops down to fourth. Washstaff now slowly gaining the lead against TBC Mod X. TBC Mod X with a bit of a delicate brake press. Washstaff overtakes everyone. BBR VR46. TB Mod X hits the wall once again, but is still in third place. Yuigao slowly trying to learn the CCX. It's still too early to say. It is still one lap out of two. TBC Mod X now on the exit alongside BBR VR46. Yuigao needs to keep up the pace as TBC Mod X now with BBR VR46 both chase after Washstaff, the current leader in the standings. Strong drift angles coming out of everyone here. Washstaff on the lead, BBR VR46 in second. BBR VR46 hits the wall, but fortunately for him, only hits the side, does not hit the back. No penalty was given, but the gap now begins to widen between Washstaff and the rest of the grid. Let us actually see the split time difference between all combatants. Looking at BBR VR46, he is just 0.3 seconds away from TBC Mod X and 0.6 seconds away from Yuigao, who is in fourth. BBR VR46 now going into the jump that really ruins a lot of people's chances. Sudden wall taps. TBC Mod X loses momentum, overtaken by BBR VR46. Yuigao as well is still in fourth, still trying to learn the ropes on the Koenigsegg CCX. The CCX is not an easy car by any means. It is known to have some snap oversteer tendencies, but looks like Washstaff also suffered on the oversteer tendencies and has dropped down from second and got back to first, surprisingly. But HYUNDAI now finally getting their rhythm as they close in onto the top 3 into the technical section of Barcelona Mountain Speed. A smooth exit come from HYUNDAI. Washed F collided as well as HYUNDAI, but HYUNDAI was able to recover immediately. HYUNDAI now dropping to third, but now keeps third. Washed F drops to 4th place, locking with the outer fence. HYUNDAI now chasing after BBR VR46. TBC Mod X about to have his redemption arc here. HYUNDAI doing a safe medium speed run just to recover all that corner exit speed, but Washed F was able to get more exit out of that last corner. Into the next corner here, playing it safe as they all cross through into the Riviera next to the Spanish yacht. It is anybody's game at this point. One last overtake in, and BBR VR46 drops down to last place. HYUNDAI taking third, followed by Washed F and TBC Mod X currently in first and second, making sure that they don't lose momentum. They didn't lose momentum. TBC Mod X lost momentum. Washed F takes the lead, followed by TBC Mod X. Then HYUNDAI in third place and BBR VR46 finally in fourth. Standings are now as follows. Washed F on 18 points in the lead, followed by TBC Mod X and HYUNDAI tied for second place. And in fourth place, BBR VR46. The back-to-back finishes in this tournament is what makes the HYUNDAI NCup Championship one of the best tournaments I have ever casted in my life as a content creator. So I would just like to give an advance thank you to Racing Master for giving me this opportunity to showcase in English the HYUNDAI NCup Championship to all of you. Okay, so we're gonna be now an extreme rate on extreme class in Mexico Blazing Carnival. TBC Mod X and BBR VR46 locks in with the Koenigsegg Jesko attack. HYUNDAI as well in the Koenigsegg Jesko attack. Washed F waiting on his final pick. He may probably as well go with the Koenigsegg Jesko, given everyone would be. But we're also watching the final corner as the make or break moment. Everyone needs to be careful there, as that will win or destroy their runs. Another one-make race on anyone, and it's anybody's game. Washed F is our camera focus for tonight, and live chat has mentioned Tactician XD9, you can make an anime out of this race. Definitely, I agree with Unidentified Soldier 412, for real. Washed F with point-to-point comeback finishes. Now, BBR VR46, Washed F, HYUNDAI, TBC Mod X in Blazing Carnival of Mexico. It has now begun. Washed F currently in the lead with a super perfect launch over everyone. HYUNDAI now takes the lead. TBC Mod X and BBR VR46 drops into third and fourth, hitting the inner wall. It's now down to Washed F and HYUNDAI once again. It's the redux of the first race. Washed F with a bit of some unstable corner entries, hits the inner wall on the second section right there. Gives way to HYUNDAI, who now takes the lead. They now enter the up ramp. They gotta be easy on the corner entrance of this. Washed F hits the inner wall once again. HYUNDAI now setting the pace for everyone to follow. BBR VR46 overtakes Washed F, goes into the grassroots. Washed F now overtaking everyone with a much tighter grip line. BBR VR46 follows suit, followed by HYUNDAI on third. TBC Mod X falling behind in fourth place. Washed F with a bit of some wall taps at the back, but let's now go back down to second place, focusing right now on HYUNDAI. Can they make the comeback and redo the anime moment from the first race earlier? So instability, here comes the high-speed slalom S-curve. HYUNDAI clears it finally and gains closer to Washed F. Now with a tight uphill corner, followed by a downhill complex J-turn. Can they capitalize? HYUNDAI with a bit of some wall tap there. Washed F with a bit of some corner correction, but we're now on the last corner. HYUNDAI should not mess this up. He is already safe in the positions. Little bit of a light break. Washed F goes flat out. HYUNDAI now in the slipstream. Can HYUNDAI overtake right before the finish, before the goal? And there it is. Washed F takes first. HYUNDAI takes second. BBR VR46 takes third, followed by TBC Mod X in 4th place. Current standings are as follows. Washed App is guaranteed to pass with 27 points. Yuigao second with 19 points. A big points lead against BBR VR46, who is down to 13 points. TBC Mod X with just 3 points away in 4th. Now we are just waiting for the final race of the night, the off-road race. Although Yuigao may be in 2nd place, if TBC Mod X capitalizes on the final race, it may be over for them. BBR VR46 has done well enough to last this long, but Washed App has been washing everybody dry. We're just waiting for this one final confirmation from everyone, and it would be the last race of the night, and we will finally see who our top 64 would be. And yes, I know I'm losing my voice. This is the finale of the Best 128. This is the hype, as next week we will be moving to the Best 64. And currently, the last race will be at Wilderness Speedster. Once again, BBR VR46 with the F-150 Raptor, Yuigao with a Porsche 911 Rally. Washed App and TBC Mod X are pending on their selection. And everyone will be in the F-150 Raptor, Yuigao in the Porsche 911 Rally. Yes, the F-150 Raptor may be superior in the uphill, but Wilderness Speedster is a map that ends in a downhill. We're just hoping to see if Yuigao, being the odd one out, will be able to capitalize. Camera focus is currently on Washed App. Let us see if they would be able to make a miracle happen, or will this be Washed App, a perfectly clean, completely washed with fabric conditioner dry victory? Washed App now launching. Yuigao with the all-wheel drive launch of the 911 Rally dominates on the acceleration, but here comes the hill climb, and Yuigao is not taking any chances, but the F-150 Raptors are just too strong on the uphill. He just needs to recover onto the last section here. BBR VR46 currently leading, Washed App in 2nd, TBC Mod X in 3rd, Yuigao currently locked down on last place, as the F-150 Raptors are much more stable than the 911 Rally in this layout. Washed App has now been washed clean by BBR46 and TBC Mod X. It will take a miracle for Washed App to recover all that speed loss. BBR VR46 going more aggressive. Washed App taking an even more aggressive line. We can hear the engines braking as we hear these happen. BBR VR46 and Washed App retake the lead. BBR VR46 collides with the outer uncollidable wall, and unfortunately that may be it. TBC Mod X is now still fighting back. However, we'll be able to see a potential comeback, but Washed App may be the final winner of this matchup. And we see on the end, first place goes to Washed App, who washes the race again. And then we'll see in the final standings, 36 points to Washed App. BBR VR46 with a 2nd place finish goes up to 20. TBC Mod X to 21. Yuigao, despite the 4th place finish, advances to the next round with 23 points. And there we go. That's it. We now have our best 64 locked in. Congratulations to all the winners. Yuigao, Washed App, congratulations. And unfortunately, they were not able to see my comments. But that's it for the Best 128. We have now confirmed who would be advancing as our best 64 on the lineup. We are now seeing the matches before we end the live stream. Let us see who would be matching against who. Round 2 on Friday. Although it will be a delayed broadcast, the first heat that would be starting on August 28 would be as follows. For 8:30 p.m., it would be Drowsy Cat BT, TYC, High, and Rebirths for Group 1A. For Group 1B, it will be Afik Baymax, Peeps, Rico, and The Win. That's for Group 1. For Group 2, the ones advancing, that will be happening at 9:10 p.m. It would be Dim, Valentine's, CM Friendly, and Knights. And on the other group, it will be Thanks Vibes, Palmis, MZRK, and M1 LXD. And on Group 3, which will happen on 9:50 p.m., we will have Joe, PSG-KK, Vidi, and Thanks Steiner. For Group 4, we will have, which will start at around 10:30 in the evening, we will have Rise08, PSG Irene, the Korean player, I'm sorry, I failed to mention the name, and SS Marin. For Group 4B, we'll have Colleague RVSH, RFF Abizar, PSG Browen, and Nemesis. For Group 5, we will have SF Suts, SF Nov94, Expert Kohaku, and PSG Crystallize. Also for Group 5, for Group 5B, it will be Dryan, BHY4 Goth. I think this is a name change. I think this is Dryan Goth. This is Dryan Goth from yesterday. Kebetulan, 969 Nahir, and RFF Nandahama. 969 Nahir and RFF Nandahama have qualified by default, so let's see if they will be having tighter competition on the next heat. For Group 6, we will have Ko Bagas RM, PSG Shibe, SS Jenny, and Ollie Garden. Their race will start at 9:10 on August 29th. Speaking of which, Group 5 will happen at 8:30 on August 29. For Group 7, it will happen at 9:50 p.m. We have SS Zausi, VV Sharkdo, ARC Coco, and FTG Cheesy W. For the second group, we have Ryan Cooper, VV Chance, FTG ACU, and RS Ruzgoy. And last but not least, for Group 8, which will happen on August 29, 10:30 p.m., we have another Groot, Seller Perform, VNTK, and RRIQ. And for the final group, we will have RWB Geiru, Fine Cernos, Washed Af, and Yuigao. We are not able to see what Cernos and Geiru are capable of, even despite that one extreme race, but we're safe to say that Washed Af is ready to wash some people dry next week. So congratulations to our top 64 racers who have moved on to the next heat. This race will happen on August 28 and August 29. Is that right? August 28 and August 29. Yeah, August 28 and August 29, which would be on Friday and Saturday respectively. Do note that on August 28, it will be a delayed broadcast, so we will be starting on the live of those who have advanced, who are currently in the runnings, while we will be replaying the previous rounds right after. And on August 29, it will run as per schedule. So that is it for tonight. We've at least ended on a high note. Now, this is Miyogi saying see you guys in the next heat.